and gentlemen, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Young Fan Podcast and welcome to a live watch-along. Spain versus Switzerland, the quarter-finals of Euro 2020, the first quarter-final clash. So excited about the stream today, the second watch-along of the podcast we've ever done. We did France versus Portugal a few weeks ago, about a week ago now, and now we're doing Switzerland versus Spain. First of all, let's try and get as many people as we can in the stream. Give your thoughts on the game as they happen. But before the game starts as well, I want to hear from you when it comes to score predictions. I very much like going through score predictions. The game kicks off at 5, so we've got about sort of 5 to 8 minutes to sort of go through the teams, go through the starting 11s, and then get straight into the game. I'm going to be going through the live watch-along, going through the game as it happens, discussing it, talking about it, and then interacting with you in the live chat. So live chats all will be discussed. I want to hear from you as they happen. Very, very exciting stuff. And like I said as well, score predictions is fantastic. If you're watching this watch-along back, maybe you're watching it as a video, getting back to the key moments, give your thoughts on the game as well. But yeah, very, very excited to see what we've got to watch and what a Euro 2020 clash today, is up for offer and up for us hopefully to witness a really, really good game of football. So we'll start off with the Spanish starting lineup. We've got Unai Simon in goal. I don't know how to pronounce it in that Spanish pronunciation. And then a back four of Azpilicueta, Laporte, Pau Torres and Jordi Alba comes back in the side. Koke, Sergio Busquets and Pedri in that midfield three. Ferran Torres, Alvaro Morata, Pablo Sarabia in that front three as well. For Switzerland, we've got Seferovic, Embolo, Shaqiri, Zuba, Frula, Zakaria, Widmer, Rodriguez, Akanji, Alvida and Jan Sommer. So they're the two teams. They're the starting 11 to both of the sides. I'm sure we'll have so much to talk about as the game continues. Like I said, we've got about 5 minutes until kickoff. And I'm intrigued to see how this game's going to go because we look at the teams that we've seen so far. And how these two teams specifically and how they've done to get to this position now. That they've done a really, really good job. We talk about them beating France for Switzerland. That was absolutely fantastic. It was a penalty shootout, but they showed how good they were. And I will do my score predictions as well before the start of the game. But I think it's difficult to do score predictions for these two sides. I think this game is going to be really, really tight and very, very interesting. Hopefully, it's going to be tight in terms of we get to see some goals and we get to see some, a high-scoring game of football. That's what we want to see. We want to have a watch along where we have some goals. Obviously, that's what we're hoping for. But it's difficult to predict that. It's difficult to see what we're going to get. And like I said, yes, I mean, both the sides, there were some really, really high-scoring games to offer for these last two sides. You talk about a 5-3 for Spain, and then a 3-3 for Switzerland, knocking out the world champions France, the finalists of Euro 2020 in 2016. In Euro 2016, sorry. The finalists there, the winner, the world champions, and obviously then Spain knocking out Croatia, who were the finalists of the World Cup. So, some really, really interesting games. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting game, and the last games, well, the last 16 games were really, really interesting, specifically with these two sides. So, I think it's going to be a really, really intriguing game, and I really, really am looking forward to see how these two teams will fare. If you watch this live as well. The two teams are just coming out, which is very, very exciting. Hopefully, we do have some goals. It's what we want. It's what we're hoping for. And I'm really, really interested to see how they get on. But yeah, I want to hear your score predictions in the live chat. I want to give mine. I will do my score predictions. It's not easy. It's going to be very, very difficult because, like I said, they've both clearly have scored some goals. In terms of average age for these two sides, Spain have got an average age of 27 years old and Switzerland 28. So very, very close in terms of average age. And yeah, I'm interested to see how these two teams have got to offer. In terms of fantasy teams as well, I'll double check my fantasy team because I can't exactly remember. I don't think I have any Swiss players, but I might have a Spanish player or two. I'm not entirely sure, so I'll look at that before we go into this game. And have a drink as well because, this is going to be at least a 2-hour stream. Maybe even extra time. Dare I say it, penalties as well, which could be very, very interesting. I don't know how we're going to go. Ferran Torres I have got in my team as well, and he is starting. So we need some Ferran Torres. We need a Ferran Torres masterclass, possibly. Whether or not that will happen or not, only time will tell. 4 minutes until kickoff. Keep giving your thoughts of the game. Keep giving your predictions as well. I want to hear all of those different things in the comments down below in that live chat. Everything you put in that live chat, I will give my thoughts on that. So make sure you give your score predictions or that sort of thing as well. I think France or Portugal or Germany will aim the Euros. That is an inside joke from Ahmed Khalil, giving his fantastic thoughts on the winners of this tournament. All three teams out of the tournament, of course, is very, very interesting. And that is crazy. I know we spoke about it earlier about how we were joking about those 3 teams going for the Euros and all that sort of thing. But it is crazy how we've got France, Portugal, Germany, and Netherlands all not in the Euros anymore. We've still got Switzerland going strong. Fair play to them. Still got Ukraine. But teams like you just mentioned there, Ahmed, are France, Portugal, Germany, Netherlands, Croatia, all of them out of the competition. And we've still got the likes of Switzerland and Ukraine. To be fair, we can say it's fair play to them. Fair play to them. I'm going to give you a score prediction of this game in the live chat. I'm going to go, just before kickoff, we've got about 2 minutes till kickoff. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Spanish win. I think Spain are going to win. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be tight, but I think Spain have got it. I think Spain have got this game 2-1. Like I said, it's going to be quite a tight game, quite an edgy game, I think, because I think both the sides have got good, good quality of players. They've got a really, really interesting squad, a really good, interesting selection of players, playing very, very different styles of play. But I think Spain have got it in the bag, but only just in a tight manner, I think. In terms of average ratings of the competition so far as well, you can see that back 4. Spain have been very, very good. And I think what we've got to, if we're being honest about Spain, is they've been very, very good at keeping the ball. They've been very, very good with the ball. It's whether or not they can be effective with the ball. They beat Slovakia, was it 6-0 or 5-0? I can't exactly remember. Ahmed's got the 3-1 Spain win. Fair play, Ahmed. Anyone else in the live chat as well, give your thoughts on that. I'm going with a 2-1 Spain win. But no, going back to these average ratings, defensively they've been very, very good, but it's what they do with the ball. And like I said about the goal scoring, they didn't really score too many goals. They started the tournament quite slow. They sort of slowly edged themselves into the tournament, edged themselves into this major tournament, and then we're sort of seeing a better Spanish side. For Switzerland, beating France to get into this game, it's going to be really, really interesting. They're going to be full of confidence as well. Spain are going to be nervous because they've got a Swiss side now. Going to can't really be to be fair, they can't really be in any higher spirits. Beating the world champions in the last 16, coming into this quarter-final game, they're going to be full of confidence, full of excitement, and I'm really, really interested to see how this is going to go. Ahmed retracted his statement about a 3-1 win, has gone with a Switzerland win. So to be honest with you, I hope Switzerland do win in a way that make it really, really interesting. But again, I'm very much a neutral. It's all about tomorrow for me, Ukraine versus England. Match reaction for that. Match preview already on the channel. Ukraine versus England match preview. And here are the teams on the screen for me. If you're watching this live, hopefully we might be a little bit more in time this time. All times. Because I was slightly behind in the last game. And there were penalties galore. I mean, we saw how many penalties, was it 3 penalties or so in the France-Portugal game, the last watch-along we did. So we were slightly behind there, but hopefully we could be a little bit more in time. Hopefully ITV Hub can come through and provide us some more up-to-date footage. Just make sure the timer is all set and we start the game with the right clock. That's always a good start, and we can crack on like that. As soon as the game kicks off, we'll switch over to our time. And then we shall go from there. Very, very interesting game. Very, very interesting. St. Petersburg, of course, is where this game is being played. Hopefully, we'll see some really, really interesting performances and some good game. A good game of football is what we want. Referees chatting to the captain, chatting to the players, and the game will just hopefully about to kick off. Spain versus Switzerland, the first quarter-final of Euro 2020. And we're underway. Very, very exciting. Give your thoughts as the game happens. Give your exciting score predictions as well. I'm going with a Spain win. Even these first few minutes, I want to hear from you. The score predictions in St. Petersburg for this really, really interesting quarter-final. Interesting encounter, I think the best way of putting it. Is Mo Salah, or is he still banned from the green card? Yeah, it's all about the green card. It's all about the green card, Ahmed. All about that green card. ITV Hub have let us down already with a lagging stream, which is not ideal. We want to watch a game of football here. Why, come on, ITV Hub. We need ITV Hub coming in clutch, but they're not really coming in clutch because we're struggling to get a connection at the moment, boys, which is very, very annoying. Don't worry, we'll be back underway in a minute. If you're watching the game as well, give your thoughts. If you just joined the stream as well, I want to hear from you. Switzerland with an early start here. Shaqiri, not going to go out for a corner. The goalkeeper will collect it absolutely fine. Nothing in the end. But Xherdan Shaqiri with that first chance for Switzerland. I don't think I class it as a chance. I class it as a half chance. He stroked, he hit the ball, but it didn't, it wasn't really, I wouldn't say it was really, really troubling anything for that Spanish defence or Spanish goalkeeper. But a ball goes out wide here now for Spain. Ferran Torres, the Manchester City winger on the ball. He comes forward now. He goes back to Azpilicueta, the Chelsea man. Back out wide for Spain. I expect Spain to have the majority of the ball. I expect Spain to keep the ball, dominate the game. And then Switzerland, probably similar to how they did against France, try and cause problems against them. I was going to say they sort of played a counter-attacking game of football. That means I guess they did to an extent, but at the same time, they drew the game, drew the game 3-3 in the end. So they did something right when it comes to goal-scoring form. Interesting tackle from Akanji. Morata goes down like a sack of potatoes. The game continues with a free kick to Spain. 2 minutes into this game. 2 minutes 10 on the clock. We would like to see how this gets on with this game. Spain dominating the game so far, I'd say. Dominating the game really, really well. Impressed with Spain so far. Impressed with Spain, the way they've been playing the game. I know it's only been 2 minutes, but they've done well. They've kept the ball. They've kept the ball. I'm going to just quickly go and get a secondary stream up for the live game so that we're in to date. The old ITV hub is causing problems early on in this game, which is very frustrating. I've got to be honest. I'm an iPlayer sort of guy, so ITV Hub really, really frustrating me at the moment. But Ferran Torres comes forward now, cleared away. Is that going to go for a corner? Jan Sommer's going to punch it. Interesting stuff from Jan Sommer, punching it, flapping at it, you could argue. Busquets gets it. Busquets clears it up. He goes back to the Spanish defence, and they continue to pass it round the back. Very, very interesting stuff. Keep giving your thoughts in the game, on the game, as this happens. I would like to hear from you. Keep giving your thoughts on the game. Your score predictions as well, because score predictions in the first 3 minutes, I think we can still allow them. I think we can allow score predictions 3 minutes into the game. But so far, it's been a very, very Spanish-dominated game of football. Only 3 minutes in, to be fair, Switzerland had the first shot. But other than that, Spain have kept it, and they're coming out wide now back to Ferran Torres. He's probably had the ball most out of all of the Spanish players. He comes forward now, Ferran Torres. He's got room. He goes to Busquets. He now goes back to Koke. He goes out wide to, of course, Ferran Torres. He goes to Busquets, or Busquets, depending on what you want to call him. He goes to Koke. And the game continues to be extremely Spanish-dominated. Pau Torres linked with a move to Manchester United and others as well. He's on the ball. He's passing the ball around the defence well. If you've just joined us, please make sure you give your thoughts on the game. Your score predictions, only 4 minutes into this game. Your thoughts on the game as they happen. Leave a like and subscribe, all of which is free and easy. Live watch along for this first quarter-final game of Euro 2020. Switzerland versus Spain. Both of these teams had thrillers in the last of 16. Will we see a thriller here today? I don't know. I've got my doubts. Spain play a very, very dominated possession style of play. How's that going to fare with Switzerland? How are they going to get on? Keep the ball is the word from Spain. Ahmed's already given it the big one with Shaqiri, trolling with Shaqiri. Can't be a bit of Ahmed's input in watch-alongs. It just wouldn't be the same. Live watch-alongs on the podcast simply would not be the same without Ahmed telling us we've got goals from players when we clearly haven't. It's better though, Ahmed. You're learning how to troll, because last time you were giving it, you were saying that Bruno Fernandes was scoring goals and he wasn't even on the pitch. So at least you've picked a player that is on the pitch. At least you're picking players that are starting the game. Jan Sommer passing it round. Well won in that midfield for Spain. And then he's coming forward here. Akanji trying to Switzerland into some tight spaces here. But he's got out well and Switzerland come forward. And we have actually got a counter-attack on our hands here. Sarabia. He picks it up well. You know what, I was concerned there, because I know Ahmed just put a counter-attack, and we did just have a Switzerland counter-attack, and I was very, very, very worried that Shaqiri put that ball in the back of the net, and I said it the entire time. That's surely offside. The flag doesn't go up, obviously, until the phase of play is finished. The flag now does go up. Very frustrating, that. I'm going to be honest, that rule, the offside rule, so frustrating. Anyone can see that he was offside there. The flag cannot go up until the phase of play is finished. So frustrating. Give your thoughts on the game as they happen. Subscribe and leave a like, both of which are free and easy. Give your score predictions. Of course, it's still 0-0, so you can keep giving your score predictions. Unless you're saying it's going to finish 0-0, but that'd be very, very confident, only 6 minutes into this game. Obviously, it won't finish 0-0. I mean, it might after 90 minutes, but it certainly won't after full time. We will have a winner. It is the quarterfinals. We could be sat here till 8 o'clock with extra time and penalties. That would certainly be interesting. It certainly would be interesting and thrilling. Ferran Torres now coming forward. Well tackled from Ricardo. Ricardo Rodriguez. Well tackled from him. Armour's still giving more thoughts on the game. Completely and utterly wrong. 7 minutes into this game. Apparently Jordi Alba scored. But he's crying wolf, and he's been doing that for every single watch-along we've had so far. So I've got my doubts, Armour. I've got my doubts. I really, really do. It is a corner to Spain, though, and it is the first corner of the game, which could lead to a goal. It very much could lead to a goal. Hopefully, there's a good delivery. The ball does go in. Jordi Alba does strike it, and Jordi Alba actually does score. Spain lead against Switzerland after 7 minutes. And Jordi Alba and Ahmed was not lying this time. Spain lead against Switzerland after just 7 minutes. We've got a game on our hands, people. Get your seatbelts on. Get ready, because this is certainly going to be an interesting ride. A corner, it comes in. Ahmed called it. Ahmed said it. I didn't believe him because he told me Shaqiri had scored 4 minutes ago. But this time he wasn't lying. It's probably going to go down as a Sarabia own goal. It was going off, it deflected. It took a big deflection, didn't it? But you know, Jordi Alba with a really, really decent strike, to be honest, and you had to shoot it, you had to go for it. I'm surprised it's going down as an own goal. I guess it's because, you know, it was on target, but it did take a massive deflection in the end. And Jan Sommer probably would have held that well, but Spain do lead against Switzerland by 1-0. 7 minutes into this game, Zakaria will go down as an own goal, but Spain lead. We have a goal after 8 minutes of play. And that is exactly really what we wanted. We did want a goal. We wanted some sort of goal. And we got that sort of goal. 1-0 to Spain after 8 minutes. Very, very interesting stuff. Ahmed was not lying. There really was a goal. And that's going to make this game really interesting now, because Switzerland, they had a game plan, Switzerland. I imagine the game plan probably was keep in the game. Keep into this match. You know, keep trying to, you know, grind a result from Switzerland. Can you take it to extra time? Can you do what you did against France and take it to penalties? That might have been the game plan. I'm not entirely sure. I'd probably say that they probably would have had more of a go at Spain than they would have done against France. But either way, they've now got to come at Spain, because they're losing the game 1-0 after 7 minutes, and the Swiss manager has now got some big thinking to do. If you're a Swiss fan, what are you thinking now? Because you want to try and stay into this game. You want to try and put a really, you know, you're gonna. It really does change the whole complexion of this game. That goal really really changes the whole complexion of the game, and it really does surprise me, to be honest, that Spain lead so early on. But they do, and Jordi Alba with the volley deflected to Zakaria. It's 1-0 to Spain after just 9 minutes of football, and Spain, even now with the lead, they continue to dominate the game, keeping the ball. Here come Spain again, into Pedri. The man's got space. The man can do damage. The Barcelona man, fantastic ball from him. Jordi Alba back into the box, cleared away from Switzerland. But again, we've got to be honest, Spain have been fantastic in the way they've approached this game so far. They've been strong. They've been dominating on the ball. They've been effective at what they've done with the ball as well. They've got the early goal, you could say, under 10 minutes. And you couldn't have really asked for a better start from a Swiss point of view. Sorry, from a Spain point of view. Probably not the greatest of starts from a Swiss point of view, if we're being honest. Because Switzerland, like I keep saying, probably would have wanted to see how long they can keep themselves really, really in for a shout. And I don't think they're out of a shout now. They're losing the game 1-0 by any stretch, but you know, keep the game 0-0. Can they take the lead like they did against France? The answer is no, because Spain take the lead here. It's 1-0 to them. How is that going to fare for the rest of the game? And as we now progress through for the rest of the game. And if we look at the possession stats so far, 83% possession for Spain. They have absolutely dominated the ball. They've been better with the ball. They've done more with the ball. And that is just what a Spanish fan will want to hear. Busquets just keeping the ball rolling, keeping the game ticking for Spain. And just 10 minutes into this game, we have a goal. And Ferran Torres probably has had the most touches of the game for a Spanish player. Probably for any player, you could say. Keeping that ball and keeping the Spanish side in control of this game, which is what they want to do. They're going to want to keep in control of the game. They're going to want to keep playing the way they are. Dominating the game, dominating the ball. And they are doing that. You can't argue with that. You simply cannot argue that they are doing that. Back to the goalkeeper. They're probably not going to go back to the goalkeeper too many times from a Spanish point of view after that Croatian disaster with the goalkeeper. With that awful own goal from the Spain man. Rule number 1, don't pass back to your goalkeeper if he's not fantastic with his feet. You learn that under fours. It's a pretty simple rule. To be fair to him, though, he's taken De Gea out of that number 1 spot from a Spanish point of view. So he's clearly doing something right. Luis Enrique sees something in him as the Spanish manager. He sees some quality in the goalkeeper for Spain, and he hasn't done a bad job, has he? He hasn't done an awful job. I know he did that horrific mistake last time, but you've got to be pretty unlucky and pretty unfortunate to have that happen to you as a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, Jan Sommer, then he passed it straight to Alvaro Morata. Morata chasing it down. A lot of critiques on Morata. Is he good enough at the level? Is he good enough at the high level that he plays at? He's now currently, of course, at Juventus. Had spells at Chelsea, Real Madrid. Is it Real Madrid or was it Atletico Madrid? So it was Atletico, wasn't it? So apologies to any Madrid fans. The wrong Madrid. I'm sure that will cause a lot of upset for Spain and Spanish fans getting the wrong Madrids. I do apologise. I really do. Spain passing it backwards to the goalkeeper, which is something that, as I mentioned a minute ago, I wouldn't do it myself, but you got to do what you got to do. It's quite an early stream as well. We're talking 5 o'clock, 5:15 now, but we are into this game. We are enjoying the game so far. We've had a goal already. But if we're being honest, if you've just joined this game, it's very, very much a Spain controlling game. Oh, it says he was at Real Madrid as well. I thought he was. I remember him at Atletico Madrid because I remember... hang on, we've got a chance here for Switzerland. I remember he scored that goal against Liverpool in the Champions League a few years ago. I think he was at Real Madrid. I think you are right. Yeah, I think he was. Diego says score predictions. I'm going with a 2-1 Spanish win. My score prediction is still on. But I want to hear your score predictions, Diego. Joseph just joined the chat as well. I'll read your thoughts out in just a second. Armour gave his thoughts. He went with the Switzerland win. I've gone with a Spain win, but only just by 2-1. But scoring in the first, under 15 minutes is a good start for them. But I want to hear from you. Give your thoughts as well. You've asked for my score predictions. You've asked the chat score predictions. Diego, I want to hear from you. Joseph says, what number do you think Sunderland will finish this season? In terms of league position, in terms of your transfer business so far, and in terms of the other team's transfer business so far in League One, I do miss League One, to be honest. I do miss it because, obviously I did the podcast last year really surrounding League One and doing so much content surrounding them. I've now been very, very Euro 2020, but don't worry, we'll get back to League One and the content surrounding that. Ball in the box there, corner kick. But in answer to your question, Joseph, about Sunderland, I think you're going to finish in the playoffs. I think you're going to finish in the playoffs. I'm going to go 3rd or 4th. I don't think you'll get automatic promotion. Apologies, Joseph. I don't think you will because I think we've got teams like Sheffield Wednesday now in the league as well. So some massive teams now, in League One. I don't think, but then saying that, Sunderland are a huge side, aren't they? They are a massive, massive team. But I think Sheffield Wednesday and the other teams got relegated. Was it Rotherham? Was it Rotherham who got relegated? And Wickham. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But, really interesting question. Certainly a different question, but I enjoyed it. Ahmed says, now I meant 3-0, my finger slipped. Of course it did, Ahmed. Of course it did. Because you did your score prediction about 4 minutes before Spain scored their first goal. A Switzerland win, though. Very, very interesting for you, Ahmed. You can't go back now. Unfortunately, you can't retract comments. Well, you can, but you can't retract comments that you've said, and I've said it out loud. So, unfortunately, that's the way it is. Ahmed says, only because I realise Xhaka isn't playing. He isn't playing, is he? Anyone know why Granit Xhaka isn't playing? Anyone got any idea why that is? I guess he's suspended. Is he on the bench? He's not on the bench, so he's either suspended or injured. But knowing Granit Xhaka, it's probably a suspension, isn't it? It's probably a suspension if it's Granit Xhaka. He's a very lively player. A very, very lively player. Constant speaking for probably up to about 2 hours, so got to get your liquids in. It's crucial. It's important. We've got a free kick for Spain here. Sarabia and Koke over it. Am I just suspended? I thought so. It's Granit Xhaka. He obviously is suspended. What a stupid question. Obviously, Granit Xhaka is suspended. Koke with a free kick here in a dangerous area. Koke hits it over the bar, but close. Very close from Koke. Goalkeeper went to touch it, but didn't get a finger on it. Just went over the bar. That dipped a little bit early. It might have been up for the first free kick of the tournament. I think that was. I don't think we've had a free kick, have we, yet in the tournament? So that would have certainly been the start to the tournament that we would have wanted when it comes to free kicks. Koke for Spain, missing that out. Bit of a high foot there from Spain. I think they're going to have the free kick. Switzerland are. Swiss man's not happy with it. The game continues. Back to the defence. Switzerland. Back to the goalkeeper Jan Sommer. The goalkeepers had quite a lot on the ball. They're really trusting their goalkeepers at the moment. But Stefovic comes deep for Switzerland. Can't pronounce his name, so we're going to just make one up. Apologies, but it's better than just calling him by completely the wrong name. I got the first letter right. That's how I look at it. The first letter's the best one. All the way back, potentially Azpilicueta. He's asking for a push. He's not going to get one, and it's going to be a goal kick. Spain continuing here to really just control this game. To really, really just control this game. And I think, to be honest with you, I thought Switzerland could do something. They still might. We're only 18 minutes into this game. They really, really could still, they really, really could still, cause an upset. But, oh my God, the goalkeeper shanked that. It's gone straight to Shaqiri. I mean, it's been all over. It's a very, very interesting game. Dispossessed Switzerland in a dangerous area there. Pau Torres has gone down to ground, and the Switzerland man's gone down like he's been shot. Embolo, of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Good strength originally from Pau Torres. He then gets the ball, and then I think Embolo might be injured here because he clutched his hamstring or something around the area, even though there was nothing there. So that looks slightly worrying from an Embolo perspective. He is, though, close to the end of close to the field. So I think it might be cramp. It might be cramp. We don't know. We'll find out in a minute. It could be cramp. He's getting some sort of treatment from the lines, but I'm guessing the corner can still be taken, which it will be. Switzerland 1 man down for this corner. Of course, the last corner we had led to a goal. The first goal of the game. Spain. Jordi Alba was the man. Will it happen for Switzerland? Will we have 2 goals from corners to make this game 1-1? It certainly make it interesting. Shaqiri puts the ball into the box. It falls and cleared away from Spain. And then he goes back to his goalkeeper for the 40th time in the game so far. We're only 20 minutes into the game. That's an average of 2 times a minute. Going back to your goalkeeper. Probably a slight exaggeration. Spain, though, keeping with the ball. Keeping with the domination of the ball. But Switzerland have sort of been there, but not really. It's been interesting, but it has been quite. I mean, we've had a goal, so we can't complain. But it has been very, very Spain possession dominated. If I could describe it in 3 words, is what I'd go with. He goes out to a fullback for Spain, Jordi Alba. Pau Torres now comes back inside. He comes into Koke on the half turn. He then goes outside to Ferran Torres. He can run it. Ricardo Rodriguez. He can go back. The ball can go in the middle of the box. Cleared away once more from Switzerland. And the game continues 1-0. Pressure from Switzerland. Doesn't get hold of the ball. Zuba now with the ball against Busquets. The physicality of Busquets. He might be getting on in age-wise, but in footballing ability, still a very, very good footballer. And his friend threaded through it for Switzerland. I'm guessing that was offside. He was. But a really interesting chance for Switzerland. The ball came through. A nice through ball. Threaded pass from Shaqiri. Through the line of defence. Through to Stefovic. Or something like that. The number 9. We can abbreviate the name. We go Steph or something. Steph. Can we go with that? What's his actual name? Probably should get that right. Seferovic. Seth's fine. Switzerland are forced to make a substitution, it looks like, in this game, and it looks like it's going to be Embolo that comes off the field. It's going to be very, 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 very frustrating from them. Embolo, very, very good player for Switzerland. A very, very influential, important player in this Swiss side. He's going to have to come off, and Ruben Vargas is going to replace him. 22 minutes into this game, the first substitution of the match. Unfortunately, it's going to come from a Swiss point of view. It's not going to be one they wanted to make. It's going to be Embolo heading off the field. And we're sort of coming up to the halfway stage of this half. Spain leading the game by 1-0. It needs a Swiss goal, doesn't it, really? I know we are only 20 minutes in. I shouldn't get too impatient, but it does need a Swiss goal, because I think if Switzerland scores, this could be really, really interesting. This could leave a really, really interesting complexion on this game if Switzerland score. Because how does Spain react to that? How does Spain come back with that? How do they respond? Morata asking for a foul. He's not going to get it this time. We got one similar a minute ago, but he's not going to get one like that. Jan Sommer gets the ball and passes it over to the number 3, the fullback for Switzerland. He just controls it. That ball goes out of play. The game continues. Spain with the ball. With this game. Playing well. Pau Torres. Back to Jordi Alba. If you just join us, please give your thoughts on the game as it happens. It's currently 1-0 to Spain. Switzerland conceded after about 7 minutes. Jordi Alba with a strike, but Zakaria deflected. Took a big deflection. It will go down as an own goal, I'm sure. Give your thoughts on the game. Give your score predictions. Even now we've had a goal for Spain. How's this game going to finish? How's this game going to go? Please leave a like and subscribe, all of which are free and easy. Ball into the box. Morata's there, but good defending from the Swiss defender. Ferran Torres put a ball into the box. Morata just got there. That wasn't cleared away. It's on a plate for Morata. You'd expect him to score it, but really, really good defending from the Swiss defender. Fantastic defending. In the end, well done. Another corner for Spain. We know what happened last time when Spain had a corner. Pedri's in the box. The little man, but with so much talent. With so much skill. Hugely promising. And as a header there, it could have been a free header. I think it was going to be a free kick anyway. The referee's going to play an advantage. And it's gone over the heads of the Spanish defenders there, but Laporte, of course, of France originally, now of Spain, clears it up well. And back to the goalkeeper we go. In terms of possession, we've spoken about how I think this possession's been very much in Spain's favour, and it has been 75% possession for Spain so far in this game. Very much Spain in this game. But then again, we sort of expect it, because I think if we are going to see Switzerland score, it's probably going to be on the counter-attack. They've got to soak up the pressure. They've got to try not to concede. They probably would have wanted to take the lead like they did against France, but that's not going to happen now. Because they've conceded. They've conceded first. But they can still get back into this game. One more goal, even 2 more goals. 2-1 makes it interesting, doesn't it? But for Spain, they just need to continue with the game. I mean, if they carry on playing the way they are playing, they'll win this game comfortably, I think. Because Switzerland can't get the ball. I mean, if you can't get the ball, you're not going to do anything with it. Good switch from Spain. Ferran Torres to swap sides with Sarabia. Great ball from Ferran Torres to Morata. I say great ball. It's actually quite overhit. Very overhit, actually. And it goes for Jan Sommer to collect quite comfortably. Akanji comes out the defence for Switzerland. He goes inside to Zuber. He goes all the way over to Widmer of Switzerland, the fullback. Switzerland need to get hold of the ball. They need to get, they need to get on the ball. They need to get on the ball. And they need to start playing some football. But if they keep giving it back to their goalkeeper who lumps out of play, that's not how you do it. That's not quite how I imagined it to go. Back to the defence, Pau Torres. He's going to want to continue to impress on the big stage. After his reported transfer maybe to England or maybe to Real Madrid. From, of course, Villarreal, the Europa League champions. Who beat, ironically, Manchester United in the final. A team he's heavily linked with. Although he might go with Varane. Back to the Swiss defence. It's gone out of play. He's gone out of play. More injuries. Which means no more football. Until we see some treatment for Sarabia. I think it's gone down. I'm looking at the tackle. I don't actually know what's wrong with him. He looks alright. He looks like he can continue. The Spanish drummer's out. Smashing a banging that drum like he doesn't care. Can't blame him though. 30 minutes into this game, your team's winning 1-0. In a Euro 2020 European Championship quarter-final. Which of course would mean you'd go through to the semi-final. Which will be the winner of tonight's game. Belgium versus Italy. Very, very exciting game. I look forward to watching that after this one. Hopefully there's no overlap, which means we're going to go to extra time. I mean, it's weird with extra time because, I mean, although it'd be good fun to see a penalty shootout, it'd just be really long, wouldn't it, to go to extra time? And, I was about the Ukraine-Sweden goes, about me, but I was quite annoyed that Ukraine scored because you just wait all that time to see penalties. Like when you get to like the 120th minute, whatever it is, or like the 110th minute. So in the last 10 minutes of extra time, you're just praying there's no goal because you've sort of got that far. You just want to see a penalty shootout. And they score in the last minute of extra time. And you've literally just wasted your time. You just sat for a completely pointless game. Well, not pointless. I mean, there was a winner. But, you've just gone through that entire game. And you don't even get to see a penalty shootout. Very frustrating. But I got a feeling we're going to see a win in the 90 minutes in this one. I think it's going to be Spain. I think it is. Switzerland haven't really started like the team in the confidence you thought they'd be in, considering, they've just beaten the world champions. But it's early days. We're only half an hour into this game. Plenty of time. Shaqiri's weaved out of trouble and a lovely pass out wide now for Switzerland. Can he get there? Will he get there? He can and will. Zuber. Back to Ricardo Rodriguez. Into the midfield of Switzerland. Xhaka, of course, the captain, suspended for this game. He can't play. So a different Swiss midfield. Can they progress through to the game, through this quarter-final game into the semi-final without their skipper? So far, clearly not. But, we'll find out. They need to get hold of the ball though first. They really, really do. Ferran Torres now gets hold of the ball. Jordi Alba now. Pau Torres. Back to Laporte. And the game continues as it was, with Spain dominating, keeping the ball well. Back to the goalkeeper. No surprise there. I feel like I've just repeated back to the goalkeeper for the entire 45 minutes of being live. Morata to Busquets. Busquets gets out to Azpilicueta. Busquets now back to Sarabia. He swapped sides with Ferran Torres. Well cut out from Akanji. Can we maybe see a Swiss break? Well done from Akanji. He gets it out. Can he find a first time ball to Vargas, a substitute who came on for the injured Embolo? He can't go. And it's well done in the end from Spain. They clear up they clear up the game. They clear it up. Over the top to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba to Ferran Torres. Back to Jordi Alba. Back to Pau Torres. Back to the goalkeeper. Exciting stuff here. You're really missing out. If you're watching the game with me in the background, first of all, why? I mean, this is sort of the point of a watch-along, isn't it? But, you know, I imagine it's quite annoying. Or if you're just not watching the game and you wanted to sort of check on, see how the game's going. It's going all right. We've had a goal. But Spain are trying to suck the life out of this game, if I'm being honest. Just keeping the ball, dominating the ball. Vargas now. Sergio Busquets clears up. Back to Pau Torres. Well, interesting stuff so far. Keep giving your thoughts in the live chat. Everything you put in the live chat, I will read out, I will discuss, I will talk about. Because when there's no goals, it gets quite dull. Especially when Spain are playing how they are playing. Just keeping the ball. Morata's offside. No, he's not. Pedri now. Back to Ferran Torres. Wants a foul, not going to get one. Referee's saying absolutely not. And the game will continue with Jan Sommer on the ball. Ferran Torres, though, really doing quite well. I've been quite impressed with Ferran Torres. I mean, he hasn't necessarily set the world alight, but he's certainly been influential on the game. Switzerland come now. That's not offside. Corner ball to Switzerland. Exciting stuff. We've got a corner. And it is Switzerland. Will we see a goal? Hopefully. The left back. Oh, sorry, the right back winning the foul. Winning the corner here. Shaqiri will take that corner. The goalkeeper, Simon, turning his players to mark up, like Sunday League. Ball comes in for Switzerland. Over the bar from Akanji. Glad we wasted our time that. He probably should have done better with that. He leaped higher than Busquets in the ball. I mean, both of them there were sort of not really marking anyone. They sort of pretended like they were marking him together, but in the end, none of them really got there. And he probably should have done better with the height and the leap on Akanji. You'd expect better. You'd expect more. Here is Vargas back to Akanji. The game will continue. Now, hopefully, with a few more Swiss attacks. Shaqiri gets hold of it well. He keeps the ball on. Shaqiri can put the ball in the box. There's another Swiss corner. They're really, to be fair to Switzerland, they've turned it on now. They're putting Spain under some pressure, which is what we want. We want pressure. We want something like that. We want something different. We want Switzerland to take the game to Spain. Because if Spain continue to play the way that they are, just sucking the life out of the game, this could be a long 45 minutes plus 10 minutes. You still got to play this half. Shaqiri puts this ball into the box. No one gets there apart from the Switzerland Zuber, who wins it. And it's a goal kick. That's not ideal. Is it a goal kick? No, it's a corner. That's good. No, it's not. It's a goal kick. Should it have been a goal kick? Should have been a corner. Should have been a corner. That's frustrating. For me, that looked like it should have been a corner ball. But there we go. Don't worry, though. We'll get to see more of Spain holding the ball and playing like Burnley. Pau Torres on the ball. If you just joined, please make sure you give your likes. Do leave a like. Do give your likes. Both of which are free and easy. Subscribing as well. Your thoughts on the game as they happen. Your thoughts on the goal. Your thoughts on the final score. Will it continue like this? Will Spain continue to win the game? I think, to be honest, we need a Swiss goal. Because if Switzerland score, we have to see a reaction from Spain. They sort of have to start playing some exciting games. At the moment, they've done well. They haven't done badly. They're winning the game. But it is a bit like they've scored and they're now just sort of just keeping the game just quite tight, quite simple, which is not a great watch, is it? It's a watch along. It's not a great watch. But either way, the man with the drum's back, which is always good. The man with the drum is back in action, back in full swing. So every cloud. It might be a game of football that hasn't quite been incredible yet, but the man with the drum is there, and he looks excited, which is what we're all here for. I think the atmosphere probably would have added a bit more to this game, to be honest with you. But there we go. You've got me. Michael Oliver, the referee, as well. English referee. Good to see them all doing well in the Euros. And I've got to say, we'll touch on refereeing, we'll touch on VAR. There's been a few iffy decisions here and there. Not everyone's going to agree on it. It's VAR, isn't it? It's a bit like Marmite. But, in the grand scheme of things, I've been quite impressed with the refereeing decisions. I think the referees in this tournament, they've done well. I think the VAR in this tournament, generally, they've done quite well. Like I said, there's been a few decisions that maybe haven't been incredible. But at the same time, you're not going to please everybody. If England lose to a VAR decision tomorrow night against Ukraine, then, I'll probably think it wasn't a penalty. But, if from a Spanish point of view, it might have been a penalty. You can't please everybody. Hopefully that doesn't happen, though. Obviously. I want England to progress through to the semi-finals by beating Ukraine. Match preview out right now. You can watch that. I look ahead to the game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock at Wembley. No, not at Wembley, sorry. Rome. For the first time for England, it's not at Wembley. Back to this game, though. Whitmer comes out on the ball now for Switzerland. He's got time, he's got space. He goes to Vargas, who, of course, came on for the injured Embolo. He's now going to run at Jordi Alba. He's all over the shop, Jordi Alba, at the moment. I don't quite know what's happened to the stream. We now cannot see the game, which is very, very annoying. That was slightly frustrating. Just completely blacked out when that came in for me, unfortunately. Quite annoying. We are going to see another corner, though, which is very exciting. Corners galore. We want corners. We want some corners. We want some action. It's what we want. That's all we can ask for. Ball comes in now. Over the top. No harm there. Goal kick. And you'll never guess what. Spain have passed it around the back. Surprise, surprise. No change yet. 5 minutes left of this half. Will we see another goal? Hopefully. Hopefully. I won't put my house on it, though. I know I am taking the mick out of Spain a little bit, but they are winning the game. They are winning the game. And you've got to be honest with them and say that, to be honest, you dominate the game, you dominate the ball, you play the way you are. You can't really knock it. Here comes Sarabia now. Sarabia comes forward for Spain. Vargas comes back and helps defensive duties for Switzerland, but only passes it straight to the Sarabian Spanish lad who goes by the name of Sarabia. Jordi Alba. Wasting some time, which is always nice to see in the 40th minute, isn't it? Vargas gets hold of it. The referee says no foul to Spain, and there could be a potential break here. They might have to end up kicking the ball out. I don't think they are, though. There could be a break on now. He's definitely offside. Very annoying. The flag stays down. He might hit the back of the net. He hasn't hit the back of the net. He's given it offside. It might have been a penalty, though. It might have been a penalty if it was onside, but it certainly wasn't. The ball was played 3 weeks too late, but, if it was onside, there probably could have been something there when it comes to penalties, when it comes to that sort of thing, but you never know. Pedro is the man that went down for Spain, but he looks like he's up on his feet now. He looks fine. Pushing the back. I think there probably was a push in the back there. There certainly was some sort of contact. Whether or not it was good enough contact for that, for a foul or anything like that, I don't entirely know, but there certainly was some sort of contact. But the game is still 1-0. The game is still 1-0. It's still 1-0 to Spain. 40th minute, coming in the 41st minute now. keep giving your thoughts on the game. And Switzerland were through there. I think Spain might win the game. I don't know if it's going to be 2-1. I can't really see him scoring another goal. We need a bit of a lightning second half if we're going to see some more goals. But what do I expect? Spain score early. They're going to want to keep the game quite tight, but certainly dominate it. Ball in the box from Sarabia, but Jan Sommer holds it well. Holds it comfortably. And then rolls it out to the Swiss defender, who's got himself into a bit of bother here. He does find a Kanji just, but he's in a pretty awkward position here. Morata closing him down, which, to be fair to Morata, he's done quite well in this game. He's closed them down, he's put the defenders under pressure, and that's all you can ask from him with a centre forward. If you're not scoring goals, try and force a mistake. Widmer now over the top, but certainly not over the top in the right direction. Over the top, landed in my back garden. Horrific ball. Absolutely awful. Throw into Spain. Jordi Alba gets hold of it. Goes back to Pau Torres. The game hopefully will liven up a little bit in the second half. We probably do need a Switzerland goal if we're being honest, don't we? We probably do need a Swiss goal. Don't worry. You have got your sleeping tablets in. We're watching Spain versus Switzerland. Morata holds at the ball well. He goes to Busquets. Or Busquets. He goes to Laporte. Laporte goes inside to Busquets. Busquets goes to Ferran Torres, but he can't get hold of it. And it's a throw-in. And Ricardo Rodriguez on the throw-in. It's quite a slow game, isn't it? It's quite a slow game. I know we've had a goal, but it's been quite slow. Jordi Alba looks like he was going to go forward and then went, absolutely not. Getting nosebleed up there. I'm going to go back to my defender, who then lumps it towards Sarabia, and then the Swiss defender gets hold of it. For Switzerland to play like this, to be honest, I thought Switzerland now at 1-0. I know it's, we are still in the first half. I know we have now, we haven't started the second half. I thought they'd go for it a little bit. I thought they'd just go. I thought they'd just be like, I'm just going to, let's see what happens. Let's just go for it. But apparently not. Apparently not. They're staying quite patient. I know it's only 1-0. They are staying quite patient. Quite frustratingly patient, though, if I'm being honest. But like we learn in life, can't please everybody. Akanji on the ball, goes back to Jan Sommer. Flipping out. A really intense game of football here. Don't worry. The game might liven up in the second half. Quarterfinals of the Euros. And then, just to make matters worse, we've now got an injury in which he's going to stay down for probably the end of the half, and then we probably won't see another. We probably won't see another chance for second half, another chance of the first half. That's been a quite a time the referee didn't do anything. We've got 1 minute of injury time as well. We will go on a short break during half time. Not that we need a break, to be honest, We haven't exactly been treated with loads of goals, have we? But it is half time. And it is 1-0. Which is thrilling, you could say. Keeping the ball. Last 20 seconds of until half time. Probably is half time for you. For me, I've still got 20 seconds or so. 15 seconds now. Pedri. It's Jordi Alba. Over to Pedri. Cleared away. End of the first half. The referee blows the half-time whistle here. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Quite a slow game, but generally Switzerland, they haven't really sort of penetrated and gone for Spain yet. Hopefully that will come in the second half as they realise that if they don't score a goal, they will be heading out of Euro 2020. Of course, the winner of this goes through to the semi-finals. That's how a tournament works. The winner of a quarter-final goes to a semi-final. But in this quarter-final game, it is currently 1-0 to Spain. Of course, it was Jordi Alba's goal it won't go down as Jordi Alba's goal. It will go down as Sarabia own goal. But it was, of course, Jordi Alba who hit the strike, hit the volley, and then Sarabia big deflection made it hit the back of the net. But at half-time, it is Switzerland 1, Spain 0. Very, very interesting stuff. Give your thoughts during half-time. I'll be back before half-time, about 10 minutes' time. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. Give a little bit of discussion going to the second half. Hopefully we see some more goals in the second half. But for now, I will see you in just a second. At half-time, it is 1-0 to Spain. See you in a bit. Hopefully you can all hear me now. We should be back. You won't see my face yet. Just got to quickly add that to the thing. But we're going to just quickly do my predictions, because I haven't done my predictions yet. And I want to do my predictions. I'll just quickly bring my face up. I want to do my predictions for the Euros. If you can all hear me, I want to do that. I'll put myself up there and then go over to this screen. Can you see me like that? We'll have to find out. I don't know. You might be able to see me. Let me just quickly check if you can see what I am doing. I want to do that. I'll put myself up there and then go over to this screen. Can you see me Just making sure you can see me. I think you can. So I want to do my predictions because I haven't done my predictions on these different games yet. And I want to do that. I was going to do a predictions video on it, but then I sort of did a match preview instead. But I wanted to sort of do these sort of predictions now for the quarterfinals. We've got Belgium, Italy, we've got Switzerland, Spain, of course, is the Watchalong we're doing now. And then we've got Ukraine, England tomorrow night. The team, of course, England that I'm going to be supporting. And then we've got Czech Republic versus Denmark as well. I want to hear your thoughts as well. I want to hear your sort of predictions for these different ties. Of course, half time in the tie here, it looks like Spain will be progressing through. But for Belgium, Italy tonight, it's going to be really, really interesting. And it's going to be really quite a tight game. I really, really do. Some hugely, high-profile, fantastic footballers on the show. Italy have done very, very well in the tournament so far. I know they took was it Austria to extra time. Yeah, it was Austria to extra time in the end. They won the game 2-1. So, that was probably their most difficult game. On paper, you could see sort of the struggle the most in that game. Other than that, they've been very much plain sailing, very, very comfortable. But they're facing, now a really, really interesting Belgian side that are really going to be up for this. And they're really going to, make it quite difficult for them. I think this is probably going to be one of the most difficult games for these two sides. So, that's probably their most difficult game. On paper, you could see sort of the struggle the most in that game. And, it's going to be quite a tight game. I think I'm looking forward to watching that tonight. And my prediction for that game tonight is so hard because I've seen Belgium do really, really well. And then I've seen Italy do, look really, really well as well. I think Kevin De Bruyne's a doubt for Belgium, and that could be the real difference. So I'm going to go with an Italian win. Not just because Kevin De Bruyne is out, sorry. That does play a factor. That is something to do with it because I think, he'll be a really, really important player. But at the same time, I just think Italy have got what it takes. They're in top form. They're looking forward to it. They're gonna be really up for this game. They're in, like I said, in good form. They're really, really doing quite well at the moment. So for me, I think that's how I can see progress through. So I'm going with Italy there. In terms of the current game, Switzerland versus Spain, I'm going to go with Spain to win the game. Hopefully we see more of a better game in the second half, but I can see that game, Spain obviously are winning the game, so I can see them continue doing that. At the moment, the way the game's looking, I can see that being 1-0 to Spain, then finishing 1-0. I hope it's not, because I would like to see some more goals this Watchalong, but yeah, Switzerland need to try and get back into the game as quickly as possible, get an early goal in the second half, so it'll really sort of ruffle the feathers of Spain early on. That's what you want to do as quickly as possible. Ukraine, England, really hard to predict England, obviously, but I'm going to go with England. I think England should beat Ukraine. I think they probably will beat Ukraine. But again, I wouldn't want to sleep on Ukraine because they're here for a reason. They've beaten Sweden. I think a lot of people sort of expected Sweden to beat Ukraine, to get themselves into quarter final. All of these nations clearly have got something about them. Have got a really, really good footballing ability. It sounds stupid, but a high quality footballing ability for sure. You think about it. So I think England are going to win that game from prediction there. And then Denmark versus Czech Republic. Again, tight game. They obviously will be either England or Ukraine semi-finalists. They will be the two semi-finals. That game is also being played tomorrow night, I believe, as well. At 5 o'clock. England, of course, is at 8. I think Denmark are going to win. I think they are. I think Czech Republic have been very, very good. They've certainly surprised me. Schick. For Czech Republic, it's been fantastic, and they certainly have done really, really well. Got themselves out of the group, obviously, with England in it, Scotland in it, Croatia out there as well, finishing third in the end, Czech Republic, and doing well there, beating Netherlands 2-0, which is a fantastic result for them. And then Denmark as well, sort of after that horrific incident with Eriksson and looking like they wouldn't get out of the group, smashing Russia in their final group game, and then progressing through in the end, and looking like a really, really powerful force now as they continue through, beating Wales, smashing Wales, you could argue 4-0. So, for Denmark, it's going to be really, really interesting. I am intrigued to see what we can see from Denmark as we go through, as we go through into this game. I think Denmark are going to beat Czech Republic though, based on what we've seen so far. So in summary, I'm going to go with Belgium to lose to Italy tonight. Italy are going to progress through. Spain are going to win this game. England are going to beat Ukraine. And Denmark are going to beat Czech Republic. They are my quarter-final predictions. I wanted to get it done. I was going to put it out as a podcast episode, but I did a preview yesterday instead for the England game. But now we shall go back over to the game, to the live watch-along. Very, very exciting stuff. Of course, it is currently still 1-0. Give your thoughts on the second half. Game just about to kick off for the second half. I know it says 0-0 on the screen at the moment. Ignore that. I know there also is no timer as well. Please ignore that as well. We will have the right score when that kickoff is taking place, and we do now have that. It will now begin. Spain against Switzerland. Very, very interesting, exciting stuff. Give your thoughts on the game as well. Please do give your thoughts of this second half game. Switzerland against Spain. I've just done my predictions for that as well. Give your predictions for the rest of this game. Olmo has come on for Spain as well. Straight in the action for Spain straight away. But yeah, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from what you've got to say about this game as well. Early start here for Switzerland. Well recovered in the end. Kanji was really trying to put some pressure on the goalkeeper there, but someone got hold of it pretty well, pretty comfortably. Well held in the end. And now Spain build from the back. Ferran Torres, nice move from Morata, who does get there. Ferran Torres could get there before him as well. Don't pass to Morata because he's blatantly offside. Morata cuts inside. He gets it over to Olmo. Olmo hits it. I'm guessing he's going to be given that as an offside. I don't think it was given in the end, actually. I don't think he has actually given that. I said don't pass him because I thought he was offside. I think he might have been offside, just about. That back leg keeping him on. He cuts inside well. Nice ball over to Olmo. And you probably could argue that he could have done a little bit better with that Olmo. There is Granit Xhaka. He suspended Granit Xhaka. We all surprised about that. I'm certainly not. We know what he's like as a player. Can be very, very aggressive. Can certainly make games interesting. It was a big part of the game against France, of course, when Switzerland progressed through to this game. Nice ball over the top from Switzerland. The game, to be honest, if he's already better than the first half in these first 1 minute. End-to-end stuff early on. Zuba gets it to Shaqiri. Switzerland know they need a goal. And I think that's going to be the mindset. That probably would have been that half-time team talk from the manager. Nice ball into the last post, and in the end, it was Jordi Alba who hit it. I think in the end, he went towards an own goal. The ball in from Zuba. I think that is Jordi Alba. I don't think my eyes are deceiving me. No, it's not. It is Jordi Alba. The goalkeeper should have just left it. Actually, I think it was hitting the side netting. But either way, it's going to be a Swiss corner. But as I was saying as well, it would have been the message at half-time. You need to try and to start on and start strong in this game. Matthew Bell, for the first time in the stream, gives his live chat. Lovely to see you, Matthew. How you doing, my friend? Anyone playing this? Anyone playing that is in your fantasy team? Yes, Ferran Torres of Spain is in my fantasy team. I had to get rid of all my French players, Portuguese players, Netherlands players as well. So, yeah, I've had to put a Spanish player in. Ferran Torres is the man I put in. Matthew, how about you? How are you doing? You well? You healthy? You looking forward to the game after this as well? Apologies, wouldn't be doing that. I don't know why I'm promoting it like we are doing a watch-along. This will be the watch-along for today. Hopefully you're doing well, Matthew. Give your thoughts on the game as well. Your score predictions. It's 1-0 to Spain currently. If you've just joined us and you want to hear my predictions for these quarterfinal games as well, you can go back and watch it. I did them at half-time. I was going to do a designated podcast episode for it, but I thought better of it because I'm doing a preview for England game, of course, tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. There'll be a match reaction of that straight after the game. So make sure if you're looking forward to that and you want to be around for that, you want to be notified for that, it will be live. You can give your thoughts. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Ferran Torres now comes forward. Ferran Torres, if Morata had a better touch. We could have been thinking about an assist. He gets hold of it again. Now the ball goes. I don't think that's a foul, is it? He's gone down really easy there. It's frustrating. I have Torres as captain. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Think Spain will win 2-0. Good. You got Torres like me as well. To be fair, I don't think I had many Spain players in originally. I think I had Ferran Torres in. But I didn't... I think I had... who's a centre-back? Pau Torres, sorry. But I don't think I had Ferran Torres at all until this stage of the competition. Then I had to put him in because I needed some players really that that were teams that weren't eliminated from the competition. So yeah, I went with Ferran Torres, who is I think he's been quite a good player. I think has been a real spark for the Spanish side this evening. I know he hasn't got a goal or an assist, but he certainly has run at the defence. He certainly has made Ricardo Rodriguez panic a few times with the way that he's come at the defence, come at them towards the defence. And you think Spain are going to win 2-0, Matthew? I think you might be right there. I don't think you're going to be too wrong. I think Spain are going to dominate the game, keep playing the way they are. But I might be wrong. Switzerland again, still in this game. It's certainly not over, but it's difficult to see. It's difficult to see Spain not have that. But it's a lovely ball from Pau Torres over to Danny Olmo. Olmo now coming forward. Olmo now done well. He goes into Koke, and that header is absolutely awful. Well over the bar. But good play from Danny Olmo, sorry. And the Leipzig man really with a nice ball in there. He probably should have done a little bit better. It's not an easy header. It has been fired into him, almost like a shot. But it's not an easy header to direct for sure. But certainly maybe he could have done something about that. But he didn't. And the game continues. I've played my wildcard this week. I had so many French and Dutch players. I didn't play my wildcard, mate. I didn't do that. I probably should have done. But I didn't. Because obviously you can make 3 transfers, can't you? I think I only had 3 players from the teams that have been eliminated, which is quite lucky, actually. So I think I could have got away without using my wildcards. I probably used that going into the semi-final. I probably should have done it. I'm not a very good fantasy team player at all, to be honest with you. So I don't really know all the different tricks and stuff of how to play it properly. But either way, I'm saving my wild card for the next batch of games, which hopefully we'll see England still in it. Maybe Italy or Belgium, which is interesting, really. I'll talk about the next game. We'll talk sort of about that Belgium-Italy game. I'm really excited about it, but I can see it being quite not boring because this game hasn't exactly been thrilling, but you can see what Spain's game plan has been. Try and score early, keep the ball, dominate the ball, make Switzerland have to work to even get the ball, let them do anything with it, and it's worked so far. Keeping the ball like that, it has worked, and you can't really knock that. But Switzerland now do have a corner here. Can Shaqiri put a ball in the box? Can Shaqiri cause issues with this ball into the box? If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. What is that? Disappointing stuff from Shaqiri. Expect better from him. Really poor corner. Straight up for a goal kick. If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Give your thoughts in the live chat. Everything you give yours. It doesn't even have to be really necessarily related for this game. You give your thoughts on the Belgium-Italy game after this as well. Because I'm not being, let's be honest. I'm sure there'll be people more having eyes on that game. Because I do sort of want to... I do sort of want to, have some sort of conversation points. But here comes Spain. Pedri, the Barcelona man, coming forward into Alvaro Morata to Koke. He then goes out. Poor pass to Azpilicueta. He's expected him to continue his run, but the pass in the end wasn't quite there. I don't think the Italy versus Belgium game will be all that best, to be honest with you. I see Italy sneaking it 1-0. It's a really, really good game in terms of the quality of players on the pitch, but I can see it being quite a tight, edgy game because when you sort of have such quality going against each other, quite a lot of the time you can see that being quite a slow game and not really get going, which can be really, really frustrating from a neutral perspective. If you're Italy, you can see Italy winning the game 1-0. I can see Italy winning it because I think this game sort of suits Italy a little bit more. But Belgium without Kevin De Bruyne, it's going to be difficult for them. Here comes Spain, the Azpilicueta knocking the ball quite well. Here comes the Ferran Torres from Chelsea man to City man, the 2 Champions League final winners. They didn't win the game, only one of them won it. Of course, it was Azpilicueta of Chelsea that lifted the trophy. Not Ferran Torres of Man City. Finalist was the word. He goes back to Laporte. He goes back over to Pau Torres, continuing sort of where they left off, to be honest with you. Thoughts on forward at Oxford United signing a new contract, Matthew? I didn't think it was going to happen, to be honest. I didn't think it was going to happen. And you know what, Matthew? When you bring questions up like this, it makes me miss talking about Oxford because obviously I've loved the Euros. I've loved the content I've done. I've done watchalongs, my first ever watchalongs. I've done match reactions, match previews. I've sort of have smashed the content, not necessarily smashed it in terms of an arrogant way of saying it's been amazing content, but I've smashed it in terms of the amount of content. Whether or not you like it and people like it is completely not really anything to do with me, and completely opinion based. And I have thoroughly enjoyed the amount of content and all the stuff I've done. But I do miss talking about Oxford United. I do miss talking about League One. I do sort of miss it because I feel with Oxford, although I'm not directly part of the club, I sort of feel it more as sort of like a family, and the people that watch my content originally for sort of before the Euros will know that I'm very, very League One Oxford based. I do quite a lot of stuff with them. Yeah, same, mate. It seems like forever since the last Oxford United related video. No, exactly, mate. And I have missed doing that. The last one was obviously our Oxford United season review, and then the last League One was the season review for the whole league, and it feels like years ago that I did that, and I do miss talking about that, and I will sort of go, I can't wait to do my next Oxford United one. I literally can't wait for it. I've got such a cool idea I want to do with it. I want to obviously do a transfer window special. I want to do, my predictions, Oxford United predictions, season previews for Oxford. Like, I've got so much I'm so looking forward to doing, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the Euros at the moment, and here comes Shaqiri, cleared away from Spain. But no, I've thoroughly enjoyed the Euros, and obviously for England still being in it, it's great fun from us, from me and for everyone's point of view. It's been such a great laugh. It's been such a good, it's been a fantastic tournament to watch. It's a major tournament, watching your country, watching everyone like that. It's always a great experience and great time. But sort of going to your roots with Oxford is always nice. It's a header. Oh, Sicario nearly scored from the corner there. Is it a free header? Not really. I mean, Kanji probably should have committed and maybe run to that. He was facing the wrong way. Maybe could have poked that in. But going back to your question, Matthew, about Anthony Ford's contract, I will answer it. As you have asked it me. To be fair, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought Anthony Ford was one of those players that maybe didn't want to be used as a utility man. Because I think Anthony Ford's a really, really helpful player. And I think in terms of him as a midfielder, he's got a really good passing range. Set pieces he's fantastic at. And we have sort of used him at Oxford last season specifically as a very sort of utility. Plays at right back, can play in midfield, can play, even that front three as well. We've sort of seen him play all over the shop for Oxford. So I think, for Anthony Ford, I think, maybe he would have wanted to start. He probably could start in midfield for a few League One clubs, definitely League Two clubs. So he could have maybe looked to do that and gone elsewhere. But, a 1 year contract extension for him. He commits himself for a year. I think that says quite a lot. It probably is going to be a case of, sort of rethinking it next year. Where does he go from there? But, he signed a contract. It's nice to see Anthony Ford staying, because I think he's a good guy around the place. He seems like a really, really... he works half the team. He gives everything, and I was impressed with Anthony Ford last season. I thought he was good. His first season, a little bit hot and cold, but then last year he was used and very, very helpful to the side. So yeah, I look forward to seeing more of Anthony Ford in an Oxford shirt. What that will be in terms of importance to the squad next year, I don't know, but that does probably come down to the business that we make. But we won't go into too much detail about that, because I do sort of want to do a designated Oxford podcast, and not everyone here cares about Oxford, do they? We're here for Switzerland, Oxford. I wish. Switzerland, Spain. But no, I do appreciate the question, Matthew, because it is a good talking point. I cannot wait to get back talking about the Yellows, getting back into action, getting back into the swing of things there, because it is always good fun. In terms of tomorrow's game, because I did that match preview for Oxford. No, it's in my head now. England, Ukraine yesterday. And I did it at a really annoying time, because I wanted to sort of get it out, and I was doing something after, so I had to get it down sort of early as possible. I think I did it at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock yesterday, which is a really frustrating time. In terms of numbers now, it's doing quite well in terms of people watching it. People are still actually watching it now. But obviously at the time when it first went out, it was quite an annoying time, so we didn't get too many live watches. Do give your thoughts on the game tomorrow, because this could well, I know not everyone's an England fan, but just for interesting perspective, who do you think will win tomorrow? Do we think England will win? I gave my predictions. I think England will win the game, but we have got a free kick here for Spain. Ball comes into the box, hits, and out for a corner. Good chance, actually. That was Ferran Torres. That's frustrating, isn't it? But yeah, if you want to give your thoughts to the England-Ukraine game tomorrow at 8 o'clock as well, that'd be interesting. I'll read your thoughts out. Everything you put in the chat, I'll read out, discuss it. Obviously, as long as it's, slightly, appropriate. I won't read literally anything out. But, you get what I mean. Because I'm intrigued to see what's going on. There will be a match reaction, obviously, as always, for England tomorrow. Ferran Torres goes back to Koke. Koke now gets the ball now from the short corner kick. Goes to the Olmo to overhit. Matthew says, I'm feeling confident. I'm saying 2-0 England. The only thing I'm worried about is having a German ref. I've seen that. Haven't we got German ref? We've got a German ref, and we've got German fourth officials, VARs. Everyone is German tomorrow. I know there is some sort of... I know that is sort of a running joke, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean anything. But I understand what you mean. I did see that and was slightly concerned. I won't lie to you. But I don't think that can affect the game more than anything, other than, if they are German people, which you think they would be German fans if they are German. Maybe they have no interest in football though. That's a possibility. They may just hate football, but just good at refereeing it. Maybe they might not be good at it. We'll find that out tomorrow as well. But yeah, I am feeling confident. I've got a horrific bet as well on that game. Not money. Gamble aware. Gamble responsibly. I am under the age of 18, so I can't legally bet. But I have got on a horrific bet if England don't get to the final. I've bet on England getting to the final. Not with money, though. Even worse, I'd argue. In fact, I'll go so far as to say I'll wear what it is something to do. I've got to basically wear something. Nothing inappropriate. Just something that I wouldn't normally wear if England get to the final. And I'll go out and say live on a podcast right now, if England don't get to the final, I will wear it on a podcast. Why have I said that? Why not? I'm an open book. And because the game's absolutely awful, we're watching currently, we've got to make some sort of other conversation points. Hopefully we can get to the final. I didn't bet on England winning it because I think England getting to the final is doable. England winning it is doable, but I think England getting to the final is more doable than winning it, because obviously I think Belgium or Italy will probably be the finalists. Maybe Spain, but I think Italy or Belgium are the best teams on that side of the draw. I don't know if England have quite enough to beat them. Here comes Spain though. Jordi Alba coming forward, cleared away. Could be a throw-in. Matthew says, is it a Swindon Town shirt? It's not, mate. It's not. I think that's too far. I don't know. I was trying to think this the other day. I saw this. It was a video on AFTV, wasn't it? It was ages ago. It was Christmas, like 4 years ago. They did that thing with Arsenal fans. It was, how much would you get paid to wear a Tottenham shirt? I think that could be an interesting episode, like a podcast episode, if we sort of said how much money would it cost, like for Oxford fans or anyone like that to wear a Swindon shirt. But at the same time, it's like how much money would you pay a full England fan to wear a Scotland shirt, or a German shirt? Can you imagine? We'd be talking 5 digits, I think. Hopefully, though, England do get to the final. But, tomorrow against Ukraine, and then either Denmark or Czech Republic, it's interesting, isn't it? It will certainly be interesting. We'll see. Hopefully, we don't have to worry about that. Hopefully, we can. I am taking it one game at a time, though, even though it looks like I am. I'm not. I am. I'm not a delusional England fan. I am taking this game one game at a time. And I do hope that we can, progress through tomorrow against Ukraine without too much worry. I don't mean that in an arrogant way from an England point of view, but I hope we can sort of do it quite calmly. We don't have to worry too much. I hope Gareth Southgate sort of re-expresses himself, sort of playing all the big boys, maybe. Dare I say it? It's never a good thing to be as an England fan, is it? Thinking that, the way that we played so far, but we can't complain. We can't complain. He beat us Germany, so we can't really complain too much. We can't worry too much. He used to do a collab with Very Biased Opinions. I do like their stuff, actually. I really do like Very Biased Opinions. Oh, good chance there from Swiss. I thought they'd scored there. If you don't know who Very Biased Opinions are, they are I'd say Oxford fan channel, but they're not really, because they do sort of other things. But then I wouldn't class myself as an Oxford fan channel, because I do loads of other things as well that aren't Oxford related, like the Euros, So I love Oxford. I support Oxford. I do a lot of content surrounding them, especially obviously during the actual season. But I wouldn't class myself as a fan channel. But then I wouldn't really class them as a fan channel either, because I guess they do sort of predictions for the Champions League, Premier League and stuff. And they're a good channel. It's definitely something to think about, Matthew. It certainly is. They are a good bunch of lads. Corner ball in for Switzerland. We haven't really been concentrating on the game too much, so apologies. Mainly because it's been absolutely dull as dishwater, to be honest. If I'm being quite frank with you. I could sit here and lie and sort of say, everyone come on, share the stream. It's been a cracking game, but it hasn't, has it really? So what we got to do in the spare time? We can chat about anything. How was your day? Hopefully better than this game of football. Xhaka is trying to sort of tell players to do things, and he's looks very frustrated at that. Time to score a goal would be good, Xhaka, if you could do that. Granite. 75 minutes into this game. Just gone 75 minutes into this game. Keep giving your thoughts. Keep giving your thoughts on the game. Will this game continue to be how it's going? Chance here for Spain. Cracking tackle from Zakaria. He's left one on there, but he certainly won the ball. Out to Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres runs with it. He goes to Busquets. Busquets got time to pass. He does. He gets it over to Jordi Alba, who goes out to Olmo, who's come on for Sarabia. Olmo now comes forward in that penalty area. Flipping out. It's an absolute mess, to be honest. Moreno. Not Morata. He's just come on for Morata. He says this is what watch-alongs are about when the game is boring. Just have a little chinwag. It is, mate. You know, we could sit here and commentate and, you know, talk about the game that's been, you know, pretty rubbish. Or we could just chat about Oxford, football, anything. Is what it is. Get to know me more, you know. A lot of my podcast episodes are sort of very, especially the ones that I've recorded, I sort of just do the stuff, do what I want to do, and then that's the podcast episode, like the last one, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I did the Euro 2020 best player so far, but in those podcast episodes, I sort of just do it, bang, bang, bang. In these watch-alongs, these long-form ones that are like going to be probably about 2 hours long, like you sort of, in these games, you've got so much time to ask me questions and sort of talk about it there, especially when the games aren't great, you know, you can sort of chat about anything. But even like the match reactions and stuff, it is very sort of like thoughts on the game, man of the match, player ratings, done. But in these sort of games, where we've got plenty of time to kill, you know, what can you do when the games are rubbish? I mean, I definitely would prefer if it was like a 4-all thriller, but, you know, that I can't control, unfortunately. I can't control a 4-4 thriller. But, you know, to be fair to Spain, even though it hasn't been a great game of football, Spain have dominated the game and controlled the game in a very professional way. So sort of in that sense, you can sort of say fair play to them. Like for the neutrals and for the viewers, it certainly hasn't been one of those unbelievable games. But like it has been, you know, it has sort of been quite decent. But I hope Switzerland do score. I really, really hope Switzerland do score. And there's a chance here. Shaqiri's through, and Shaqiri has scored. This is going to make it interesting now, I'm sure. This is going to make this game very, very interesting. Switzerland equalise. It's 1-1. Ahmed says Shaqiri will score. I've got a feeling that's because you might have seen the goal go in before him, but I don't care. Shaqiri makes this game 1-1, and this really makes the game interesting. Subscribe, leave a like. This watch-along is going to get interesting now as we head into the last 20 minutes of this game. Now, with a real game on our hands, give your thoughts. Give your thoughts on that goal. Horrific defending, isn't it? That's defending. That is absolutely awful defending. From you to me, from your leg to mine. In the back of the net, Shaqiri makes it 1-1. And leave a like on the stream if you're enjoying it. Because this watch-along now and this game now is certainly going to get going. Share the stream as well. Tweet it out. Instagram it. Snapchat it. Do what you want. Get it out. Get the people in here. Because this game is going to make it really, really interesting. Ahmed's bottled it and now gone back to 3-1. Originally, he said 3-1. Then went to a full-on Spain win 3-0. And now he's gone back to it. He's all over the shop, Ahmed. Let's catch up with some thoughts then. I think Shaqiri will score. I've got a feeling you might have seen it before that track made in. But Ahmed, there we go. Charlie says, Wagwan, young chap. What's the goalkeeper doing there? How you doing, Charlie? You okay? Joseph says Switzerland 1-1. You are correct. I haven't been watching the game. How is it? Boring as hell. But I think it might get more exciting now. I've got a feeling that goal might spice it up a little bit. As much as I didn't want to say anything. be fair though, I think we are closer in terms of the games, in terms of the goals to the actual thing. I think I was like 2 minutes behind, like 3 minutes behind for the Portugal France game. I think I'm quite sort of in time, maybe probably like a minute or so behind, but I'm more in time. ITV Hub are better than iPlayer. Controversial opinion. What can you do? My prediction is still on. Yeah. Well, is it? I mean, it is, but you did too. So Switzerland are going to win. If you do two predictions saying that Spain are going to win and then Switzerland are going to win, you've got a good chance of it coming off, aren't you? Haven't you really? I think that's the best prediction. I might do a predictions podcast of semi-finals and go. Yeah, I think Belgium are going to win, but if that doesn't happen, I think Switzerland are going to win. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Belgium versus Switzerland semi-final. My predictions, I've got two. Switzerland are going to win one. Are going to either win it or it's going to be Belgium. It's got to be one of them, innit? Special comes to mind. Switzerland versus Spain. I need to update the score. I've completely forgot. I do apologise. It is 1-1. If you just joined us and you're thinking, why is it 1-0? It's not. It's 1-1. I just completely forgot that there was a goal. It is now 1-1. That should now change for you now. There we go. Switzerland 1, Spain 1. Exciting stuff. How is Spain going to respond to this? I mean, they've been playing like quite, pragmatic. Polite way of putting it. Slow, but professional. They've controlled the game, to be fair to them, but now they've got a real test on their hands as now Switzerland come forward. Here comes Switzerland. Pau Torres. That's not Pau Torres, that's Aspilicueta. Does well defending that. Ooh, hello. Zuba's got it. Back across goal. Flipping it. The game's livening up, people. We've got a game on our hands. It's only taken us 72 minutes. Slight issue. I didn't think of extra time when I was thinking of making timers and scoreboards. So we haven't actually got any timers for extra time. We can find something. We can find something. But I completely forgot because the last one I did, obviously it was a group game. But I mean, it might still not go to extra time, mightn't it? But the more this game's on, the more it's looking likely. Can you imagine a penalty shootout? God. Started at 5. Ends at 8. Happy days. Could have watched Countdown. Would have been more exciting than that first half. Is Countdown still on? Don't know. I guess I am eating chocolate. What are you going to do when the game is still slightly slow? On the slower side. It's a sort of just professional analysis that you expect, really, isn't it? Spain coming forward now with Olmo. Olmo tries to get past the Swiss defender, but he does well. He's got to defend that. If you just joined us, it's 1-1. Switzerland have tried to make this game slightly more interesting. I say slightly. I emphasise the word slightly. Because that first half, it was like... Have you had your dinner yet, mate? If so... Have you had your dinner yet, mate? If so, what? Yeah, we could talk about dinner. We could talk about dinner. Anyone? I haven't, though. So that conversation is going to end quite quickly. I'm going to be blooming hungry. If we're still here at 8. Can you imagine? A penalty shootout. I'm starving as it is. Didn't think of extra time. I did think of extra time in terms of I sort of thought of extra time, but I thought Spain would do it. I thought Spain could do it in the 90. They still might. This guy's asking what you have for dinner. Well, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, Ahmed. When the game's boring, we'll talk about dinner. What you got? Ahmed? Laughing at others? You know, it has got to the point of the game now where we are asking people what we've got for dinner. So, you're having a paella. Very exciting. Is paella? Is that Italian? I'm not going to say that actually. I might regret saying that. It's rice, isn't it? Well, 7 people have just come to current watching. If you just joined us, you're thinking, what on earth is going on for a live watch along and while we talk about paella? It's because this game has been pretty horrific. It has slightly got better. I'm exaggerating slightly. It has got slightly better as it's gone on. Spain scored after the first 6 minutes, then got quite boring. Nothing really happened. They controlled the game quite well. Then thankfully Shaqiri scored a minute ago, and now the game has, I say, livened up a bit. I mean, Switzerland are now playing for penalties. So, it hasn't really got much better, has it? That's what it is. Hang on. Don't know what's going on there. Either way, what's going to happen in this game has sort of been like, it's been one of those games where it's like, Spain scored first. So now for the whole game until we saw that first goal, it was just Spain controlling the game and playing quite, but, okay, there's something going on here. He's been sent off. Okay, that might change everything. And as I said that, Ahmed says, I think there's going to be a red card. It will be checked, obviously. We have got VAR. I mean, I haven't. Physically. But there is VAR. If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. That is... It's not a great challenge, is it? But I wouldn't say it's red. If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, both of which are free and easy. If you just joined us, it will be a red, it looks like. It's 1-1 in this game. Switzerland with a man off. It's not a great challenge. But is it a red card? I mean, he wasn't a studs with the studs like up in terms of like really up. I don't know. I guess they were, but I don't know about that. I mean, he has been sent off, so he is going. But I don't know. Well, it certainly has been a better second half than the first half. First half, I could have put the dishwasher on. It would have been more exciting. But the second half, got a bit of action, a red card, an equaliser. What more could you want? That's not a red card. He's got the ball first and followed through, says Ahmed. I'm sort of with you there. I've seen worse tackles that haven't been sent off. Torres puts the ball. Sorry, Koke puts the ball in the box. Where it goes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, it's not a great tackle, is it? No, let's be honest. Let's not pretend like it's a cracking tackle. But he did, and he went through the player. But did he get the ball first? I'd say yes. Was he intending to sort of break the ankles of the defender? The player. I don't think he was he? I mean, I don't know, but a red card. Shaqiri makes it 1-1 after the 68th minute after an 8-minute own goal by Sarabia. Certainly makes this game a little bit more interesting now. Ricardo Rodriguez goes back to Shaqiri. She goes back to Ricardo Rodriguez. The game has slightly livened up a bit. We had to talk about different things. We started the game full of spirits, excited about the watch-along. And then they scored after 8 minutes. And then it was pretty poor. Nothing really happened. And then we had half-time. Then we did our score predictions. Our score predictions for our predictions for the quarterfinals. And then the game, then Switzerland sort of scored. Not sort of scored, they did score. But we were sort of chatting about anything because the game was still absolutely horrific. And then we talked about dinner. What our favourite dinners are. Because it's a football podcast channel. And talking about dinner is crucial in a live watch-along when the game's absolutely dull. And then we've sort of, since then, it's been quite exciting, really. We've had a goal, we've had a red card, and now the game looks interesting. And it looks like it's going into extra time. Brilliant. Drag this game out any longer. I wanted to stay here. Shaqiri's coming off here. Sal's coming on for Switzerland. I'm surprised Shaqiri's come off, though. He's a good player, isn't he? Shaqiri. For Switzerland, he's just very, very good. I know he did it in a Stoke shirt and then obviously Liverpool. But he hasn't really been given the big opportunities at Liverpool. Understandably. I mean, you've got Salah, Mane, now Jota, Liverpool. But Shaqiri's a very, very good player. With those options, you know. It's difficult to get into the team. But when you're playing for Switzerland, you know, he really has been very, very good. And he's got the equalising goal today. Which is fair enough. Obviously, you could call it Friday night dinner. Well, I might have to have my dinner on the podcast at the moment. The way it's going. Because this game looks like it's going to extra time. Mark Goldbridge just tweeted. Mark Goldbridge, the king of VAR and refereeing decisions. He says, I'll read you the exact tweet. Somewhere along the way, they've changed our game. Tackles now becoming reds. Disgusting. I am with Mark there. I know Ahmed said it as well. It's not a red, is it? Is it a red card? I mean, he hasn't really gone to... No, it's not really studs up. It's an aggressive tackle, but it's not an aggressive tackle in which you sort of go, hang on. Oh, free kick anyway. Pushing the back. But it's not an aggressive tackle in terms of he's gone to break his leg, he's gone to snap his ankles in half in that sense, is it? Ferran Torres now going forward. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's a red card. But it certainly makes the game interesting now. Switzerland now with a man down going into extra time. You know, 8 minutes into this game, whatever. Should get a meal deal. Should have brought a meal deal. We could have done a live meal deal. Because we've now got another blooming... Oh, God. I really didn't think this game was going to extra time. I really didn't think it would. I thought Spain would win the game. Not comfortably. I thought it would be quite a tight game. Switzerland clearly a very, very good side. After beating France, the world champions. But I didn't think that we were going to have to go to extra time. I thought Spain might have done it. But, you know, Switzerland looking to take Spain to a penalty shootout as well. We've still got a long way to go yet, though. They are a man down. They are chasing the game. Out to Moreno. Moreno's now running towards the Swiss man. Forwards to Pedri. To Moreno. Easy save for Sommer. Easy save for Jan Sommer. Question is the camera going to survive? Is the camera's battery going to survive extra time and penalties? We probably could update the stream's extreme title as well, make it so the score's on the screen. There we go. If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe as well. Live, Switzerland versus Spain. It's currently 1-1 in the game. We could be going to extra time, potentially. Give your thoughts on the game so far if you just joined us. It certainly is going to be interesting. Olmo. Back out to Olmo. Pedri. That's a strike. But it goes away. Easy work for the goalkeeper. Deflection, but comfortable in the end. Pretty comfortable in the end for Jan Sommer, who distributes the ball now. He will be kicking the ball up. Here's Moreno. Awful pass. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Here's Koke. I'm going to stop the accent. Moreno now going forward. Koke's continued his run. That is one of the worst touches I've seen in professional football from Busquets. It's not like him. Tries to foul him. Keeps hold of the ball for the Swiss man. Gets it out wide. Gets back the ball now. Switzerland coming forward in the 86th minute. Could we see a shock? Could Switzerland knock Spain out here on this counter-attack? Sal comes forward. Comes forward again. Apologies if we've got any Spanish fans in the chat, but I'm a Swiss fan now. I've got this point. I want Switzerland to win. And if it goes to penalties, I definitely want Switzerland to win. Someone's gone down here. I don't know who it is. I think it's Jordi Alba, yeah. Jordi Alba goes down. I don't know what. Is it head injury? I don't know. I think it's a neck or head injury. I'm not entirely sure. If anyone's got any bright ideas to what's going on, you're much appreciated. If you just join us, it's 1-1. Red card to Switzerland. Certainly going to make this game interesting now. Certainly is going to make this game. Certainly going to be a different complexion on the game, should we say. Not a clue how it's going to go, but I look forward to seeing how the game will progress and go through. The game will now continue with a bit of excitement, hopefully. Mark Goldwell just continues to express his anger about that red card on Twitter. Sorry, it is. Here comes Spain again. Keeping the ball. If you just joined us, give your thoughts on the game. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's free and easy. Please do that. Helps grow the podcast. We could be heading into extra time. I know. You're as excited as we all are. Good ball in now. Maybe we could have thought about... Obviously, as well, penalties. There will be a slight delay in terms of penalties. So, if you're that bothered and you want to make it really exciting and you want to watch the penalties... I mean, let's mention penalties. We haven't got through extra time yet. But if it does get to penalties, obviously, there will be a delay. And obviously, there is like a minute delay between me and the rest of everyone else watching. So, I mean, that's probably about 4 penalties in between that. The penalty shootout really would have finished by the time that I've got there. So, if you want to get it exact time, I can only suggest you maybe watch it on your phone, the penalty shootout. Like ITV Hub or something, so you can obviously, because there is a slight delay, and you can go backwards and do it, different times. You get it at the exact point. If you're that worried, you might not be. Either way, though, we could have a penalty shootout, which certainly would be interesting. It certainly would be a good laugh. Aspilicueta now to Koke. Koke with a lovely ball into the box. I thought we might have seen a late winner there for Spain. But no. We now head into injury time, which probably means now that we'll have no timer. If you're concerned about that, don't worry. The timer goes after 45 minutes. We will try and get a timer We will get a timer. We'll get a timer for extra time if we go to extra time. There is 4 minutes of injury time though, so there could be something in that. If you just join us, the game hasn't finished. It is just the fact that we haven't got a timer just because of it going into injury time. The clock stops after 45 minutes. We're still waiting. We could go to extra time. Exciting stuff. Thrilling stuff. Switzerland trying to take Spain into extra time like they did to France. Can they do that? Have they got the ability to do that? Have they got the power to do that after obviously losing a man? Have they got the mental strength, the physical strength to progress through into extra time? They're going to be, it's not going to be easy for them because they've got a man down. And it's going to make this game quite interesting. Extra time with a player less. Excuse me. How do you approach the game now? If you're the Swiss manager, how do you go into this game for the rest of this match knowing you've got a man down? Do you take this game to extra time now? I think you probably definitely do take extra time. Have you got the ability to do that? Can you do that? Because Spain are going to tire you out. Because if you keep the ball, you're chasing the ball, you're tiring yourself out. Without the extra man, you're going to want to sort of reserve the energy and try and keep the ball. But Spain are not allowing them to do that. They're not allowing them to sort of relax and play like that because. Like we've seen from minute one, we've joked about this game being quite slow, quite boring at times, and it has been. It has been. We've had to speak about dinner. We've had to speak about meal deals. We've had to speak about everything, haven't we? Really, at points during the watch along so far, but it has been a good laugh. So, there has been moments in the game where it hasn't been great, but it could be interesting. It could make this game quite interesting. Wait, I reported Spanish. I thought he was French. Yeah. Changed nationalities, didn't he? He didn't get called up for the French squad, so he was like, that's it. I'm Spanish. So it works, doesn't it? If you don't get called up for France, just say you're Spanish and then go with that. Right, I'm going to change my snack up for the extra time. It's not sponsored, but wine gums. If you want to get yourself a sponsor, then feel free. I need something different. I've been on the Whisper Bites, but they're getting a bit, boring now. So, it looks like we've got another 20 minutes, half an hour of football to play, which is thrilling. So, yeah. We're going to have to switch up the snack, go with something different. Wine gums it is. And there's Spain score here. In the last 30 seconds of the game. I've got my doubts. I have. Llorente, the substitute for Spain, cleared away from Akanji. Report to Pau Torres. Has he done enough in the Euros to get that move to the Premier League or Real Madrid? I think so. Free kick goes Switzerland's way, and that looks like it's going to be full time. But not the end of the game. Full time of the 90. We've just hit the 2 hour mark. The game is going to go to extra time. Of course it is. Of course it's going to extra time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us and you're looking forward to extra time, we will of course be streaming my watch-along reaction for extra time. And dare I say it, maybe even penalties. But we've got to get there first. We've got to get to that position first. It is, at the moment, 1-1 going into extra time. Switzerland with a red card. Switzerland equalised in the second half. Shaqiri, who now has come off the pitch, he's been substituted, but he scored that equaliser. if you've got any ideas of what you want to do during the halftime break, I mean, I don't know how long is it. Is it 15 minutes like halftime before extra time? Or is it just 10? I don't know. I'm gonna go and quickly do a toilet break, get something to drink because I've drunk everything. I didn't quite think we are gonna need to go to extra time, but there we go. But yeah, give your score predictions now going into extra time. Do that during our drinks break and toilet break and anything you want to do break. If it's a 10-minute break, we'll come back 5 minutes before the half and we'll do, I don't know. We could do predictions again, but maybe like actual score predictions. We can do players' performances so far. We can do what you want, really. Give your thoughts of what you want to see at half time. Don't go anywhere, though. Well, I mean, you can go anywhere. I mean, I am going to sort of quickly go for a break for just about 5 minutes. And then we'll be straight back in action for extra time. Very, very exciting. So, I'll see you people in just a second. Yeah, get the kettle on. Get something to eat. Go to the toilet because extra time is on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in just a second. Take care and see you in about 5 minutes' time. Apologies, lads. Just missed a minute of the game there. Apparently, there's not a 10-minute break. Apparently, it's only about 3. There we go. We are a minute behind, so the scoreline is a minute behind, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. It's 1-1 in the game. Still, as we now head into extra time. Thoughts on the game? Thoughts on what we're going to see maybe now in the second, in this second half? No, we've done that. In extra time, what are we going to see? How's it going to go? I think Switzerland are probably going to play for penalties, aren't they? Because they got confidence with penalties after beating France, and as well they're carrying a man as well. With that, the red card. Should it have been a red card? It's a different story completely. But they will be wanting to sort of see this game go to penalties, I think. But either way, it is 1-1. Olmo now with the ball in the half turn. He goes. Olmo, here he is. Olmo. Ooh, he got away with him there. Trying to wriggle his way out of that. We are a minute behind. Apologies on the timer because I completely forgot how long extra time, the break between extra time was, and I missed the first minute. So I do apologise for that. But there we go. Got to do what you got to do. Didn't really expect to go to extra time, to be honest. So we're certainly going to make this game. Certainly is going to make this game interesting going into penalties, I'm sure. If we have that, of course, we could see a goal in extra time. We saw it in Ukraine versus Sweden. It was obviously Ukraine that got that last minute goal in the in that last 16 game. Well defended in the end. Well cleared in the end, actually, you could say. Potential break now on for Switzerland. Here they come. They've gone with sort of this conventional long ball. That hasn't worked. It hasn't. Let's not pretend it's worked. Kaja said, yo. How you doing, Kaja? You okay? If you just joined us, welcome. We are now heading into the 7 o'clock hour. We're heading into extra time, which is awfully exciting. Kaja, have you been watching the game, mate? Have you watched the game so far? If you haven't, then I can summarise this game in 3 sentences. First sentence being, good start with a good early goal. There's a comma in there, that counts as 1 sentence. After that, not really much happened. Quite boring. Spain dominated the game. Again, that's all 1 sentence. Then it was Switzerland scored. Got a red card. And then, chance here, good save from Sommer. Got a red card and then played for penalties. That's 3 sentences summarising this game. Give your thoughts, Kasia, on what you think. You probably didn't want that summary, but I gave it you anyway. What do you think is going to happen extra time? Do you think we're going to see a winner, or do you think we are going to go to a penalty shootout? I'll be intrigued to see what you got to say, as always. No, but luckily I watched the game versus France. Yeah, that was slightly a better game. It was slightly more interesting. But if we go to penalties, I think this could be really, really interesting. It could go from one of the worst, most boring games for a watch-along to one of the most... I mean, I say boring. We had a red card and 2 goals. I mean, let's try and be sort of, But, sort of in between the goals and the red card, it has been quite slow. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend it hasn't. But it's certainly going to make an interesting extra time. Certainly going to make a really interesting extra time. If not, penalties, isn't it? Pedri now. Olmo, deflection. Oh, that's close. What's going on with deflections in this game? Olmo. Big deflection as well. Huge deflection. Cash says, we all know that Swiss can win penalty shootouts under pressure against good teams. You're spot on, mate. Yeah. Beating the world champions on penalties. They're going to be up for this, aren't they? They're going to be up for it. And, a team who do you want to play in a penalty shootout the least at the moment? Probably a team that's just won a penalty shootout against France. So Spain are going to want to win this game in the extra time. They are. Whereas for Switzerland, at this point now, they've got to probably the point where they won't see it like this because they're in the game. They're in a game situation that obviously now at this point they're going to want to win the game. It sounds stupid. But when you sort of think about it and when you sit back and look at it from sort of an outside perspective or with a bit of time after the game, you're probably thinking at this point, what have Switzerland got to lose? They lose the game. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Spain, but they got there by beating France. Already they've done a fantastic achievement. But obviously, when you're in this place and you're this close, you're going to want to take it to penalties, and then who knows what can happen in penalty shootouts. Clearly, Switzerland have already shown us that. And they have got a man down. That does make it quite difficult. Jordi Alba flicking it towards Pau Torres. He flicks it towards goal, but the goalkeeper collects it well. If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Not going to lie, I want the Swiss to get through because I like Xhaka. I was going to say you're in the minority with there, thinking you like Xhaka, but I don't mind him. I think he can be a bit of an idiot sometimes, but I think he can also be actually a really, really good footballer. And it's annoying that he can be a, really, really annoying, frustrating player to watch. At times, because we know that he can be really, really good. But then sometimes, he's very, very frustrating and annoying. The camera's down to its half battery as well. So how long is that going to last? The question we all want to know. If not, we might have to switch over to a horrific substitute camera. You support Arsenal. There we go then. That'll be the reason then. That will be the reason. If the camera randomly dies, do apologise. That's because I didn't charge the battery high enough to go through a 2.5 hour stream. But hopefully we can hang on. Corner going forward now. Spain there really could have scored a goal there. Gerard Moreno had a chance. Free header. Should have done better, but then there was a man behind him. Laporte. It was free. No one was marking him. Really should have scored. Really, really could have scored. Obviously now we go into... I always get confused because obviously now... I've done the same thing with my score, but obviously it's got to go to 30 minutes. But obviously 120th minutes is if it continued from 90, but they don't. They continue it from 0. So it's got to go to 20 minutes. Sorry, 30 minutes. Right. Can the camera hold on for 35 to 40 minutes longer? I've got my doubts. Armour says Chelsea beat the Chelsea best team in Europe. Armour's piping up because there's an Arsenal fan in the chat. No surprises there. I mean, he's not factually wrong though, is he? So, you can't really dig at him too much for it. He's not wrong. But it's annoying, isn't it? Fabian Schär's come on. Switzerland, a defender. Who'd have thought it? Spain are through it. Spain are through. Great save from Jan Sommer. Gerard Moreno is through. Gerard Moreno, lovely ball over. Gerard Moreno. Expect him to score that. What a save, Zascasia. What a save indeed. I thought Sommer would have that. I thought Moreno would have that. Sommer certainly didn't think he would get onto that, but corner comes in next time. Spain piling on the pressure, another corner for them. And you sort of expect it. You sort of expect Spain to want to win the game now because they go to penalties. It's completely, a different way of looking at, different complexion of the game completely. I was going to say it's complete luck, but it's not, is it? Really? Penalties, there obviously is a skill in penalties. You're useless at penalties. You won't win a penalty shootout, but you know what I mean. You never know what you're going to get with a shootout. And they've got to take advantage of that extra man. They have got an extra man. You're going to want to take advantage of it. I don't know why we've got a real weird replay here. Okay, he's gone down like he's been shot. I'm guessing there's no... I mean, there was some sort of contact, but I don't think we had a replay on it like it's CCTV in there. But there we go. Wins the header well. Gone down. That's surely a booking, isn't it? The referee is not going to book him. Another good save from Sommer. Yeah, Sommer's been good. Sommer, when it matters, when it means something really, he's been very, very good. Very impressed with Jan Sommer. He's really having a good game. He is. Keeping Switzerland in the game. Keeping Switzerland, keeping it really competitive. Because, without those two stays, Jad Moreno, you probably would expect him to do that. He's done it for Villarreal this season in the Liga and in the European competitions. We've expected him to do well and finish those chances. But Sommer, beat him and did well there. Shot from Spain. Another great save from Sommer. I'm guessing that's the other great save that Ahmed was talking about just a second ago. Kaja said Sommer on fire. He is. Sommer is on fire. Sommer is keeping them in this game. Olmo with the corner. Ball into the box. Sommer. What is going on? It's a Sommer show. It is the Sommer show. In this extra time so far. Punching them out. Saving them. Left, right. He's all over the shop. Jan Sommer doing what Jan Sommer does best. 13 minutes. A minute left for me. I know it says probably like 12 minutes on the stream. Over 12 minutes. Yeah, just over 12 minutes. I am about 30 seconds to a minute behind actually on the stream, it says. But I am actually now exactly 14 minutes. So we've only got a minute left and then we could be going to penalties. No, we haven't. We've got another 15, sorry. Then we could be going to penalties. Oh, it says it's a Sommer show in summer. It is. It is indeed. Sommer really doing quite well. And they're going to have to. They got to keep in this game. They really have got to stay in this game, stay competitive. Aspilicueta coming forward now. 30 seconds left of this. I'm guessing we don't have to have any injury time. I mean, I know you can, but I'm guessing we don't, specifically for this game. Got the hiccups now as well, which just makes things better. Hasn't been any injuries. I can't really remember if there's any been major injuries. Into Olmo. Olmo in the penalty area. Tries to open it, but Switzerland are playing for the penalties. It's pretty clear. You can see that. And fair play to them. You can't really argue with it. They are trying to play. They are trying to keep this game quite tight, aren't they? If it goes to pen, should Spain sub on David De Gea to take one? Ask United fans. I'm going to go with no. Matthew Bell's a Man United fan. I don't think he's in the stream yet, still. But he is a United fan, so I'm sure he'd answer you that. Right, we've got a minute of injury time, which is just so annoying. Well, it's not annoying. But it is a bit annoying, because it's that part of the game now where it is annoying you've got extra time, because you just sort of just want penalties at this point. Sommer, another good save from him. That's surely the end of that first half of extra time. I know. It sounds straight. It is frustrating now because you sort of just want to go to penalties, don't you? You're at this point in the game. We've sat here now for 2.5 hours nearly. You just sort of wanted to go to penalties now. You sort of want that extra bit of drama. There's the end of that. I'm guessing it's pretty much a straight turnaround for the second half of extra time. But we are going to the second half of extra time, and I'll reset the timer so we actually get the right time for the next bit. There we go. I know it says 1-1. I'll just quickly change that. I don't actually know how long this break is. I thought we had a 10-minute break last time, but apparently not. There we go. Right. 1-1. If you just joined us, we are now in extra time. Second half, obviously, we got half time of extra time. We're now going into the second half of extra time. Some chances, really, in that second half, to be honest with you. Moreno had a few for Spain in particular. Switzerland are now, quite rightly so, you can't really blame them trying to play now to take this game to penalties, because ultimately they beat France on a penalty shootout to get to this game. They're going to probably want to take it now to extra time. Sorry, to penalties. They are in extra time. Take it to penalties now. They're at that point, aren't they? Jack, you know I was in the year below you in the school. That's how I found your channel. There we go. So you must be still at... Oh no, you wouldn't be still at Gosford, would you? Because you would have gone now. Very interesting. No, it's interesting how different people find the channel and find the podcast. But it's good. It's good fun. The captain, Xhaka, keeping the players in the mind, keeping the mindset, shouting at his sweat players. He knows that this game could be really, really interesting. Especially if it goes to penalties again. Well, it's pretty much going to be a straight turnaround then for the second half of extra time. The camera, in terms of the charge on that camera, because I didn't actually fully charge it, so I didn't have a clue how long it was going to last. Just left, but I moved to London a couple of years ago. Oh, so you didn't go do the full school. I'm not going to say the name of the school because it's a live stream. I literally cannot say that. So you didn't see it all the way up till year 11 then. Interesting. Right. Oh god, the game started. Got to get the timer going. Right, here we go. No, not that. Right, there we go. He said still wanted to see Ox do well then. Yeah, we all want to see Ox do well, don't we? We all want to see Ox do well. But right, here we go then. Second half of extra time. It begins. It's off. We're off and running. Up and running. Not off and running. Up and running. Will we see a penalty shootout? Interesting stuff. That, of course, will be a question that will be answered in about 15 minutes' time. There's a lot of questions. Who will win the penalty shootout? Will it go to a penalty shootout? And will the camera survive until that penalty shootout? We have got a backup one, but significantly different quality to the one you're watching at the moment. But who cares? But who's still watching the penalty shootout? Everyone. Are Spain going to go for it? Or Switzerland, are they going to hold on? Got a spammer in the chat. Don't click that link. Right. Just got to remove someone. Sorry about that. Don't know what that idiot was doing. But he's gone now. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I remember him. Weren't you like 5'2"? Who? De Gea's not got the best track record for saving penalties, has he? No, he hasn't. He hasn't. He hasn't got the best track record of taking penalties either. If you ask any Man United fans that. I don't think it's going to be one of those where they bring a goalkeeper on for penalties. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's probably going to be a case of can Switzerland do a back-to-back madness on penalty shootouts against France and then now Spain? I was playing Guess Who with the chat. Back to Pau Torres. Spain continuing to play the game of football that we've seen for the majority of the game, really. Casillas, is he even playing? No, he's on the bench. Simon's playing, or Simone, or Simon, or whatever you want to call him, in a Spanish accent. De Gea has been dropped this tournament. He hasn't been number one. And he hasn't got the best track record of saving penalties anyway, has he, like you said? So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Do Switzerland have it in the locker to even get there, though? They've still got about 10 minutes to go. And the battery on the camera is now really, really running low. So, that's slightly concerning. We might have to have the old backup. We didn't think we were going to need this backup camera, but we didn't think we were going to go to extra time. But you know, there we go. Just slightly confused as to why there's a double camera there. That's because this one looks like it's going to die. So we'll remove that one. Stick that one there. Right. We're on the backup camera now. Because the other one is about to die. Spain with a chance there. The backup camera's in action because the other one's out of action completely. Hopefully you can still hear me. If you can still hear me and see me, that'll be good. If you can just quickly let me know. I'll double check to see if I can actually do that. Hopefully you can still hear me. If you can still hear me and see me, that'll be good. If you can just quickly let me know. I think you can still hear me and see me, which is always good. Either way. Here we go then. Let's read some chats we're missing out. Apologies, the camera has just died, the original camera. That's why we switched over to this camera. You know, got to do what you got to do. De Gea's did the best for it when it comes to penalties. No. Someone keeps hold of that. What a block. I'd bring Kepa on. He's not even on the bench, I don't think. Oh, no, I think he is on the bench, isn't he? What a block. We can hear you. Thank you very much, Kaja, for letting me know. I thought we could. It's just that we had to have a change of the old camera because the other one couldn't quite get it to penalties, couldn't quite manage it, didn't quite have the legs in it. Bless it. Apologies for not really concentrating on this second half extra time, but we've got to try and make sure that we've got the best setup possible for a penalty shootout. Pau Torres to Laporte at the back. If you just joined us, the game is still currently 1-1. We're now heading into the final stages of this game. Chance here. Oh. Olmo hits it. Really thought Olmo maybe could have scored there. Maybe should have scored. Thiago's pointing directions all over the shop. He's just come on. He loves pointing, doesn't he? Thiago. That, yeah. Thumbs up. Yeah, you're alright, mate. He loves it. Still 1-1, though. Still 1-1. Hopefully, we still... to be fair, we are now at that point where I just want to see penalties. We're at that sort of stage in the game now where penalties is just where my head's at. Like, come on. Ball into the box. Spain are really trying to get that goal now. Spain are really trying to get that goal because they know really that they've got to make the most of that extra man. Luis Enrique, the Spanish manager, he knows as well, and he will know that he's really, really got to try and make the most of the fact that they are playing against a team with less men, and they are going to this game. Quick question, do you think Grealish should start in Rome? Should Grealish start tomorrow? I think he should. Match preview for that game as well is out on the channel as well, so you can watch that match preview. I sort of do my starting 11 and all that sort of thing. But your quick question can be answered. I think Grealish should start. So I think he will start. It's a different question completely. I probably would argue he probably wouldn't start, but I hope he does. Tomorrow night. 8 o'clock. Who will win that game? God. Nearly streaming up to 2.5 hours. It's been a long one, isn't it? It's been quite a long one. If you just joined us, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, both of which are free and easy. Make sure you leave a like. That helps me more than you can imagine. If you just joined us as well,
2.5 hours.
we will be doing the penalty shootout. There'll be a live one of them.
It's been quite a long one.
If you just joined us while wondering why the camera's like...
Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, both of which are free and easy. Make sure you leave a like.
If you wonder why the camera's changed as well, that's because the camera didn't have quite enough charge to get us through to penalties. Olmo gets it over the top to Thiago. Can't get it over to Llorente though. Switzerland. Come on, Switzerland. Hold out now. 5 minutes to go. You've got this. Come on. I'm at this point now in the game. I'm at that point now where I just want to see it go to penalties. We've got this far. We might not though, because Thiago's got a chance. Moreno. How has he not scored that? Shot. Blocked. Flipping out. Corner ball. Corner ball. Olmo will take that corner. Puts the ball into the box. Busquets wins it. And Sommer holds it. I thought we might have seen that. But Sommer in the second half has been absolutely fantastic. Come on the Swiss, says Kaja. Come on the Swiss indeed. We're at this point now where we just need them to hold on. Spain are going to keep coming at them. They're going to keep trying to beat Switzerland, but they're going to try and make the most of that extra round, take advantage of that that advantage. But Switzerland need to continue to play the way they are, take this game to penalties, and then who knows from there? Who knows from there? Who knows what can happen? The Swiss manager, they're thinking, can we hold on? Can we stay in this game? That will be decided in just a second. About 4 minutes left of this game. No. Yeah. 5 minutes to go. Now, it's about 5 minutes. And then the penalties begin. But they've got to stay in this game for that to happen. It's all about staying in the game for Switzerland now, because I don't think they're going to win it. It's only going to be Spain, isn't it really? If there is a goal in this game, still. They need to just stay with the game. Traore is trending on Twitter as well. Does that mean they want to see maybe Traore come on for Spain? He probably is a spark. He's just come on. Can he maybe add something to this game? No, he hasn't come on, so that's not Traore. Sommer holds that well as well. Only just a few minutes until we could have a live penalty shootout for Spain against Switzerland in Euro 2020. Could be really, really interesting. Or it could be. We could see a goal before that. Who do you think will win the penalty shootout? That'll be interesting. Want to give your thoughts on that? You watching the game tonight, or is that too late? I'll be watching the game. I don't think I'm going to do a watch along for it, doing a watch along for it though, mate. But I will be watching the game. I won't be doing a watch along though, unfortunately. But this game, to be honest, yeah, it has been quite a good game, to be honest. In terms of, I didn't think it started off quite slow. It started off really quite slow and boring, but it has picked up, to be fair, and it is going to now make a really interesting game, especially if it goes to penalties. And you can't really argue with that. So, that's the way it is. Who do you think will win the penalty shootout? Give your thoughts in the live chat. We're coming up to that point now. Just a minute to go here. In this game. Just getting everything sorted. When do you think you'll hit 1K subs? Got to hit 300 first, mate. I don't know. Hopefully I will eventually hit 1K subs. Next season's going to be a big season, I think, for Oxford United and for other bits and bobs as well. Got some nice things coming up. Looking forward to next season. So yeah, hopefully. We will hit 1K subs. Whether or not that will be soon or not, I don't exactly know. Spain now coming forward in these last 10 seconds of this second half of extra time. Will we see a penalty shootout live on the podcast? It's looking like we might. It's looking like we might. How long we got? 1 minute of injury time until we go to a penalty shootout. Give your thoughts on the penalty shootout now. No, Spain have scored. Oh, no, they haven't. No, they haven't. I'll be here for it. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. I hope you're joking. You know what though? I actually believe it a little bit because I know that he's been lying. I know he has been lying a lot, but he has actually been right about a few things as well, which is frustrating. I hope they haven't, Ahmed, I swear. We've got this far now. Flipping it. There's a ball in. Llorente. Over the bar. And breathe. Ahmed is completely, thankfully, trolling us here. Penalty shootout it is. A penalty shootout it will be. This could be really, really interesting. At least it's penalties. At least it is penalties, mate, because we've got some sort of interesting way on the game now, haven't we? Ignore the scoreboard. The scoreboard will just continue to run down. But it is actually just normal. Penalty shootout it is. Live on the podcast. Penalty shootout for Spain against Switzerland. 1-1 after full time. 1-1 after extra time. We will be going to go to a penalty shootout. And Switzerland, after their last match-up in penalties, after playing against France, beating France, the world champions, they beat them. They now come into this game probably with quite a lot of confidence. If you're going to be honest, they probably are very, very confident. Definitely probably going to be more confident than Spain going into this penalty shootout. Spain are without to win or out to play a penalty shootout in the tournament so far. For Switzerland, they won the last one. If you've just joined us for penalties, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We'll be doing a live reaction to the penalty shootout. Penalties for Switzerland versus Spain. Live penalty shootout here on the podcast. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Free to see. Will it be another Swiss penalty win? Or will Spain come out and get that win? Been a great watch along, Jack. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. It has been a very, very good watch. I mean, it's been good in terms of we've had a good laugh and stuff, but it hasn't been the best of games, to be honest, has it? But we've got penalty shootout. Now, obviously, as well, please don't say anything in terms of the penalty shootout. Like Ahmed says, I won't say anything. Please don't, because I am behind in terms of that. I will refresh the stream. I will be behind, whether or not it's a minute, whether or not it's 2 minutes, whether it's whatever. There will be a slight delay. So, there will be that. I think Switzerland will win. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with a Switzerland win. I hope Switzerland win, because that could be really, really interesting. And I think Switzerland probably will be favourites now. It's gone down to penalty, doesn't it? But, yeah. Switzerland versus Spain. Live penalty shootout watch-along. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in this game. If you just joined and you've wondered why the camera's changed from earlier, that's because our camera died. And if you're wondering why we're 2 minutes into a game at 1-1, it's because the timer will just continue to go through anyway, so just ignore that. Ladies and gentlemen, the watch along, my live reaction to Switzerland versus Spain. Here it is. Gonna be interesting. Kaja says, I'll back the Swiss. I'm backing the Swiss. Sommer and Simon. I'm going to call him Simon without the Spanish accent. Sommer and Simon, the two goalkeepers for the two nations. Who will take the first penalty? It's going to be Spain. And it's going to be Busquets, I believe. Sergio Busquets, the captain for Spain, will take the first penalty in the quarterfinals. Spain versus Switzerland. The Spanish man steps up and misses. He hits the post. Wow. Wow, indeed. The first penalty missed. He hits the post. Sergio Busquets misses the penalty. That's not a good start for Spain, is it? Now, what are Switzerland going to do? How are they going to react? A goal for Switzerland now would be perfect. The captain of Spain missing the first penalty for the Spanish. And now all eyes on the Swiss man. Can he take advantage of that miss? Steps up. Scores. He does take advantage. 1-0 to Switzerland in the shootout. Is Busquets usually a penalty taker? Hopefully not. Look at that penalty. I don't know. That was not a great penalty, was it? Olmo now steps up. Olmo needs to score for Spain, ideally. They need to score a goal. If you're back in the Swiss, Olmo steps up and does score. Fantastic penalty, that. Really good penalty from Olmo. Top corner. Great penalty. If you just joined us, this is a live watch-along for Spain versus Switzerland. The penalty shootout is upon us. It is 1-1, but Spain have missed a penalty. So it could be 2-1. if Shah, or Cher, however you want to pronounce it, the Newcastle centre-half, scores this. Catches a nice penalty. That Armour penalty was very, very nice. Lovely top left. Cher steps up. And it's saved. Saved from the Spanish goalkeeper. This penalty shootout is what the game of football, isn't it? Score saved, score saved. Now it is very, very interesting. He wasn't off his line, so that shouldn't be a problem. The Swiss centre-half misses his penalty. Well, gets his penalty saved. And now they've both missed a penalty and both scored a penalty. Rodri now steps up and saved his penalty as well. What is going on? Sommer continues what has been a fantastic performance from him in extra time, with a really good save from Rodri, the Manchester City midfielder, saved Jan Sommer. And now Switzerland could once again take the lead, make it 2-1. Armin says, what's going on? Because this is some shootout. This is certainly very, very interesting. Saves, misses. What's going to happen next? Akanji. Akanji, I believe it is, steps up. Saved again. Akanji misses his penalty. What is going on? What on earth is going on in this penalty shootout? Saves. Misses. 2 scored. Getting all these whispers. Spain now have a chance to level the shootout up, I believe. Is that right? Moreno scores is. No mistake there. No mistake for Moreno. And now Spain have scored their penalty. And now they lead the shootout, of course. But Switzerland could level the shootout up. They have an advantage when it comes to having an extra penalty. And it's a substitute. I believe his name is Vargas. The Swiss man to level the shootout up. Steps up. Oh my. What? That is the worst penalty I've seen. What is going on? He skied that. Watch out. Make sure your windows are closed. That could end up in your room. Flipping hell. What is going on? Switzerland now are in trouble. They've missed 3. Now Spain, if they score this, surely win the shootout, don't they? Because they can score 3. And that's it. Spain have a chance to knock Switzerland out of Euro 2020 on penalties. Oh, here we go. Do Spain progress? Do Spain go through? He steps up and scores, and Spain win. Spain win on penalties. Spain are through to the semi-finals of Euro 2020. Fair play to them. It took a penalty shootout to knock out Switzerland. It certainly was an interesting game. It certainly has been a long game. But Switzerland are out of Euro 2020. They beat France on penalties, but Spain was just a bit too much of an obstacle. Unlucky for the Swiss, but they provided some good games. Yeah, you know, that they're in tears, and it is a big shame for Switzerland because they put everything into it. To get knocked out on a penalty shootout, a massive, massive shame. But there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I've got to go. We've been teaching for like 3 hours. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a great laugh. It's been a great fun. Fair play to Spain. They've done it. And commiserations to Switzerland. They're knocked out of Euro 2020. I've been Jack. This has been the Young Fan Podcast. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you everyone that supported. We had so many people in the stream once again. It took a penalty shootout to finish the game. It's a bit of a shame for them to see the players in the way that they are. I could have scored a penalty. I should have gone. St. Petersburg should have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in